This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
How pumped are you? Are you pumped, or are you Chris Hemsworth in this poster pumped? Because keep in mind, like, this is him before, like, in between shoots. You could tell because
it is. He let himself go a little bit. He's like, I'm taking a breather first.
I was gonna say, like, it's probably just in Marvel's cinematic universe. Yeah. This is like a regular star letting himself go in between movies because they know
a little bit of pouch going on here. So there's a little bit of pouch, but the pecs are there still,
and the arms are still there.
The arms are still good.
That's what I mean. So it's like them letting themselves go for like a weekend so that they can go right back to fucking hitting the gym.
Yeah, like immediately.
Which is always funny because like they kill themselves for like one or two scenes where you might see their chest.
Yeah.
Like out of costume.
Yeah, it really just needs to work on the arms. That's pretty much it.
So we always laugh at like the Batman costumes with the fake muscles. Yeah. But Keaton, what did he have to do for those movies?
Just get a costume with muscles on.
The only time we saw him with his shirt off in any of those movies was the one in Batman where he's upside down. Remember sleeping like a bat?
Yes.
But it was his back that we saw. So even then, it could have been a fucking body double. So you didn't have to do shit.
At this day and age, they have CGI.
Exactly. They CGI'd like, what, 90% of the abs in 300? And that's like 20 years ago, that movie?
Pretty much all of them, I think.
It was Gerard Butler's weren't CGI'd. I think one of the other two main guys weren't CGI'd, but the other guys... So could you imagine filming and each guy's got a fucking green square, like, circle? That'd be so
this
weird.
This is my ab spot. Couple circled pecs.
But at the same time, having said that, I'd sign up for that one.
I would.
I'd be like, oh, I can still eat burgers and drink beer? Yep.
Yeah, I'm in.
Just do arm curls.
This is Sparta!
Shoulder presses and arm curls, and I can still get shit-faced and eat shit? Okay, let's do it.
Do it.
Sign me up. Green screen this, and maybe green screen this. Add more hair in there. I don't know.
Because you can make Andy Serkis a monkey. You can give someone muscles.
That's partly him acting it out, though.
Oh, he's acting out, but, I mean, he's clearly a monkey on screen.
Yeah. Those movies are great. Those movies are fucking killer.
Oh, yeah.
Surprisingly great. And what I loved is you start off with the first one, amazing. You start with the second one, amazinger. And then the third one, I don't care what anyone says, amazingest.
Really? I don't feel that way.
That's because you're an idiot.
But we'll do that episode one day. Hey, everyone, I'm Ken.
And I am not.
There it is. And this is the Geek Pants Camcast.
Because if you're not wearing your geek pants, you're naked.
Bam! I love it. It's going to be a shirt.
I don't see why it isn't. Oh, wait. I think it's because we're poor and we're doing this for free.
One day.
One day, especially if you guys subscribe, smash that like, and share with everybody.
Share, because we're still at 33 subscribers.
I know. I saw that today.
I was like,
that's
really?
Still good.
It's good. It's good.
It's better than zero.
And we're on SoundCloud now. The podcast is on SoundCloud.
Woo woo!
All the audio going up on SoundCloud.
Yes.
We are one episode away, plus this one, to being caught up with a YouTube channel.
I can't wait.
It's good. We got 3 followers on there already. And none of them I know. So
that's even
better.
A plus. We have none of these
3 strangers are following.
No pity followers.
I like it.
This is great.
I like
love
it.
Woo!
So,
oh, by the way, it's Chris.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was trying to be clever, but at the same time, I want you to know that it's me.
So, it may not look like it, but this is a Deadpool episode today.
Yeah, I know. It's.
I mean, we got Robert Downey Jr.'s mugshot right here. Got half naked Chris Hemsworth hanging out with us. Crash Hemsworth. I can't focus with that body.
Yeah.
I was going about Chris Hemsworth in my mind, and then I looked at Chris. You're wearing the sick Hawkman shirt?
What?
Yeah.
No, Red Robin.
Right.
Too bad that wasn't beer. I'd make you slam it back, because that's... well, you're wearing...
don't make me slam it.
You're wearing your Deathstroke the Terminator shirt.
I am!
Which is funny for 2 reasons.
I am!
1, it's not Deathstroke. 2, parody.
Parody. And so much bigger.
Yeah, well...
So you're saying Red Robin's parody of Hawkman?
No.
Oh.
No. Hawkman's his own thing.
No. I forgot that was Red Robin.
Yeah. I
mean, it looks like Hawkman. I mean, you look at it quickly, it's Hawkman.
Yeah, but I'm not going to let that slide because you're better than that.
I'm better than that.
You are better than
Chris, I'm sorry.
You're forgetting.
Thank you. So I'm pumped about this because
I'm pumped about this too.
We watched Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
So now we can finally talk about Deadpool 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But before we get to that,
yep,
we're going to talk about a little adventure we had.
Little adventure in Thunder Bay.
In Thunder Bay, at a place called the Foundry.
Yeah, great place.
Nice place.
Yep.
Great place. Great venue.
A few times that I have.
Basically, every Wednesday they have this trivia night. They bring up like this pop culture, whatever.
Which I had no idea. I literally had no idea until you asked me about it.
I found out a week before when someone said they did Sex and the City. I was like, oh, that's cool. If they ever do something I like, maybe I'll do that. Next day on Facebook was like Marvel Night next Wednesday. I was just like,
yeah. Yep.
The Geek Pants should be able to win that.
Well, yeah.
It was actually Geek Pants Presents the Deadly Duo. Which was great. Which
is great because that was like the two of us together saying, because you were thinking Geek Pants, and I realized like after I said Deadly Duo, I was like, yeah, well, why wouldn't we be Geek Pants?
Yeah.
But then it was just come together. I think next time we'll just be Geek Pants.
Yeah. But, I mean, the Deadly Duo, it was great. That was our original name. I mean,
yeah, that was our original
we were going to be wrestlers
tag team wrestling name.
Yeah.
Because for the 33 people that have seen our channel, we do wrestling from time to time. Speaking of which, NXT TakeOver is coming up because they're doing the Money in the Bank. Something tells me we should do a live thing of NXT TakeOver if possible.
Cool. Yeah, we'll do that.
If possible.
If possible.
But it is the Saturday night before our anniversary, so it's hard. Oh, no, we won't be able to because we're doing that
You're going to the party.
We're having that party.
The Big Rock Party.
Yeah, that's right. So... Which Adrian's invited, but you're not.
Oh, okay.
I know it might be misleading.
So we're going to have a live feed of me crying at home that night.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. I know you watch it.
I'll fucking watch it.
Fuck the party. I'm going to watch Kid cry.
I will leave the party to come here to throw shit at you. Just to be like, keep crying, you little bitch. You little bitch.
You little bitch.
Oh, yeah, and then I'll do the Ventura. The Hugh, the her.
Yeah. Just talk with your ass.
Well, why not?
Cool. So Marvel Trivia Night.
Marvel Trivia Night.
Now, I was being very just like, oh, well, we're going to fucking win this. I mean...
Part of me was thinking we're going to get nailed with some crazy questions. Because I've seen that in shows. And I said that night.
Yeah,
I said I watched shows where, like, the sports big shots are like, yeah, we're going to totally nail this.
Yeah.
And then they get owned because it's these off-the-wall questions. But I didn't expect the level of off-the-wall.
Right, because I was honestly thinking, I was like, okay, well, the Foundry's putting this on. They're not a Marvel place.
I knew we were going to do good. Like, I knew that much.
I was expecting more movie questions.
So was I.
And that threw me off. Because it was like probably 80% comic questions.
Yeah, I would say like the only times there were movie questions was really just when they talked specifically about Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because, he was their featured character or whatever.
Yeah.
So the one Marvel character I probably liked the least had the most questions.
I guess out of the big ones, yeah, he's probably the one. Like Ian
Thor, I like him more now.
Yeah.
Because of Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. But yeah, that's right. Comic character wise, like I remember, like why would you make a movie with Iron Man?
Yeah, like
what the fuck? Like I didn't understand it because they didn't have the rights and they had sold them off. From
and then you see all that bullshit going on.
Whatever, but
we did pretty good.
We actually did pretty good. Like I remember when we did first round and we didn't even place, and I was like, "Oh, jeez."
That one hurt me a little bit.
That hurt.
I feel like we did pretty good. What was it? 10 questions?
10 questions, yeah.
10 questions. There's probably how many teams there? There's a lot of fucking teams.
There was quite a bit of teams. I don't know how many teams were there, but I know like it was pretty much packed.
Yeah. With
like people playing this game. And I think there was literally like maybe a handful of women that had nothing to do with this, and like a couple of older couples, and that was it. So it was, I would say, probably, I'd safely say 75% of the Foundry that night was like geeks like us.
Yeah, they were playing.
Yeah, so.
And it was.
So we faced some heavy competition.
We did. We did.
Didn't place the first round, which really, like I said, it did, like, it was a kick in the nads. I was like, oh, fuck.
But I liked how they were doing the little in-between prizes.
Yeah, that was kind of neat.
So, like, if you were losing, you had a chance at the in-between prize. Basically, your ticket had a number on the corner. You had to call out that number. So the first guy was a kitchen rubber glove with a drawn-on Infinity Gauntlet.
Which was pretty funny. But I remember, like, when I saw that, I was like, I'm glad we didn't win that one.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was the second guy.
That was the second guy. That's
because the first one was a stack of comics.
That's right.
From Comics Plus Music Exchange.
Yeah. Which, shout out to Gary. Hey!
Hey, Gary! Glad you don't watch your channel.
Yeah, because you're going to be like,
but don't worry, I'll support you.
That's right. At some point, maybe.
At some time.
I have supported you in
maybe
the
not
past.
so much this side of the table.
Yeah, I have supported you in the past. I may do so in the future.
And we'll see how it plays out.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But, so then his second round, we were...
Tied for second,
which
made me feel better.
And I felt way more comfortable in the second round because then we started to think outside of the box.
Yeah, we got an idea of where it was going.
And then, lo and behold, we won this number.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I laughed as hard that night until we opened that thing up.
That was great. I mean, I was like, oh, a poster. What's it going to be? And then this.
I was joking about the Chris Evans laugh, and then I full on was like,
oh, yeah.
Just flat out, like, holding everything. I think at one point I grabbed your shoulder.
You did.
And was like, oh my god, this is so funny. It was so funny.
And then there was that bachelorette party, and they wanted our poster. This drunk chick is trying to pick up her poster.
At first, I thought she was trying to flirt with me. I didn't realize she was
looking past you at that
this guy.
Yeah, right there. So that was fun.
That was lots of fun. That was hilarious. Hence why Mr. Chris Hemsworth is here. And you know.
It probably won't be a thing every week, but
it won't be.
We had to celebrate this.
It won't be a thing every week. We just felt it was, and plus it was great to just mention something that Thunder Bay was doing.
Yeah. That
got people out of the houses, got them off their phones to just fucking do something fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a really good time.
What happened in the third round?
Third round was apeshit crazy. Questions were harder, and then the 9th question.
Ninth question.
The second last question was how many points? 100
it was
points?
It was worth 20 points.
20 points? It was a shit ton of points.
Because it was like, it was Stanley's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And it was...
You had to get the month, the day, the year.
Yeah, so the...
but you could get little bits
The year
right.
was 10, and then the month was 5, and the year was 5. Or the day was 5.
Right.
Something like that. Or the day was 10.
It was something like that.
They had some sort of structure where I think the day was actually 10.
Yeah.
And then the rest were 5 apiece.
There's 10 and 5 and 5, I think. Yeah.
But anyway, so
I went deep into my soul.
And what did you do?
I almost got it.
You were off by one fucking day.
One fucking day. I started off with 1923 first because I knew his age, so I went back to 1923. But I was like, "Oh, wait, no, he was born in December."
That's right.
That would make it 1922.
Yeah, which I thought was impressive. I was just like, "Holy shit, holy shit!"
And then I was like, "It's the 27th or the 28th." Time was running out.
Yep. Also, you had this, what do you call it, self-doubt crept in because you had the right answer. I should pick my answer and then always go with the opposite one. Because you had it right the first time.
I had it right the first time.
You had it right the first time, and then you went, geez, I don't know.
And I kicked myself in the ass because then later I remembered, oh, fuck, that's why I remember every year. It's because he's got the same birthday as Chris Feddick.
Right. And how often have you celebrated Stanley's birthday?
Yearly, it's in my phone.
Like
I showed you that night. You laughed at me.
I laughed hard. I'm a little bitter now, just because it's more fun to do it that way. But
so I went with December 27th, 1922.
But some of the ones that we got, I thought were crazy, like Power Pack, and I just guessed Energizer.
But because he threw out the clue.
I had already guessed Energizer though.
Before he said anything about a battery.
No, that's right. You said battery, and I was just like, Energizer. That's right.
And I was like, it can't be Duracell.
Yeah. But,
I guess it could, but that'd be dumb.
Yeah, I mean, overall, best part, tied for first.
We tied for first, and I'm gonna continue to say we tied for first.
I know.
It was a 3-way tie.
It was a 3-way tie.
Chris had to go up to the front, alongside some other guy.
2 other guys.
He had a Spider-Man shirt on, I guess.
Yep.
And then Chris Merkley, Merk.
That's right.
Artist who's done art for us in the past.
Yep.
They also have a podcast in Thunder Bay.
Oh, well, I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
It's called Zero Issues Comic Podcast. It's a bunch of local comic artists doing a podcast.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So he actually follows us on Facebook now, Geek Pants.
Did you tell him about following us on the old YouTube?
I did not, but I kind of figured the videos are on Facebook. He should be able to figure out how to get to YouTube.
Yeah. Well, so. I guess we'll have to hold his hand.
But it was funny because before you got there, I was having an argument with him, a fun argument, saying how we were going to kick his ass. right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that we were both up there.
That's probably why that he really leaned into the Ant-Man thing. Because that
Probably.
was the part that set me off. I was all fine with him, but when he felt the need, because after she had said, oh, by the way, Ant-Man came out before Spider-Man. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise.
Don't look at Wikipedia for your answers.
That's right. So I disputed this because I was like, no, there's no way.
Yeah, we looked at Wikipedia.
So I disputed it, and I was wrong. Okay. She came back at me and she said, nope, it was earlier, and then they reintroduced him later, and I said, okay, fine. Then Merc had to come back, lean into it, and be like, by the way, you were wrong. And then I was like, you're a douche. That was the instant. That was the second I went, oh, he's kind of a douche. He didn't have to do that.
But again, you didn't know about the fun competition going on.
Now that I know, what was the fun competition that you said we were going to destroy him? So of course he still didn't have to.
No.
That's like a little slap on the nuts, like, you're wrong, boof, boof. And it's like, why would you do that? Those are my nuts.
And they're big nuts. So I've heard.
I appreciate the sentiment, but no.
So I've heard.
No, they are in proportion, not to my ego, but to my body.
Oh.
Yes. Oh. My penis, on the other hand, is proportional to my ego, in which case, huge.
Huge. Oh, so man, I was wondering why
so needless to say, it was a three-way tie, even though technically, what did I get? Second?
Got third place.
I got third place because it was a tiebreaker question.
Which was stupid. It was how long was Avengers Infinity War in seconds?
In seconds. How long in seconds? And I was way off.
Yeah, and you had like 10 seconds to answer.
Yeah, I was way off. It was a crazy question. I literally was like 1,000, 100,000 or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to do the math and I couldn't.
But anyway, since we got third place.
Yeah.
I'm saying tie for first.
Tie for first, yeah.
Third place.
So
we won this.
Boom!
And that Iron Man figure here, that I believe came from the host closet.
Yes, it did actually.
Yeah. It's his old recycled
Iron
toy.
Patriot, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, actually, when you push the button in the middle, he talks as well.
That doesn't even sound like Rhodey, though.
Not at all. I don't know who that is. It kind of sounds like Kratos.
My finger was covering his dick.
Kind of like how Robert is covering Chris's dick here.
It was totally not planned.
Not planned. Not planned at all.
And we got a bunch of back issue comic books, which I had never even gone through. They're in the basement now, and I just
doesn't really bug me.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, chances are I owned probably most of them at one time in life.
Excuse me. Whatever.
And then $10 gift card.
That's right.
For third place.
That's right.
Higher for second and third, obviously.
I'll be honest with you. I'm glad we got this as opposed to the big, huge.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, like this I could handle.
Second place got the same picture, just big.
Yeah.
And then third place got a poster of Iron Man as Jesus Christ.
Which is pretty funny, but I mean, I would not be able to look at it constantly.
No. I would not gang it up.
All right.
I think we actually got the better poster.
I have to agree. It's just, oh man, I couldn't get over that. We fucking howled when we opened that up.
Oh,
it was
so
just
great.
instant.
Totally know what it is.
What was it? That chick was like, well, yeah, well, our wives are gonna like this. Well, yeah, our wives are gonna like that. You would rather your wife? I was like, whatever gets her in the mood. And if this works,
bam,
bring it on.
Yeah. So that was our adventure.
That was.
It was a good adventure. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I hope they do something else like that in the future. They're doing a Buffy the Vampire Slayer one this month.
I would say that I would join you on that one, but I'd be a fucking dick.
I know, and I haven't watched like the full series in a while, so I feel like I would get my ass handed to me that night.
Yeah, I think so too. Like ego-wise, yeah, I feel like you would too.
But they ever do like a PlayStation one or something?
Oh, you know what? Like, just the fact that they're doing them, I will keep my eye out just because.
Yeah.
Like, I was.
I'm watching this.
Like, okay, all right, bring it on.
So good.
You know.
So good.
Next up, I think they should do a DC one. In which case, I hope we do it and then annihilate the competition.
I'll do a DC one with you, though you'll have a lot more knowledge later than I will.
Yep.
But no, I would totally do that.
Oh yeah.
In case you can't tell that, with all the Marvel episodes we have the Camcast. I wanted to quickly answer this too, because Stan Lee posted this on Twitter the other day.
Okay.
Stan Lee says, which is your favorite Marvel film? What do you like best about it? I wanted to ask you what your favorite Marvel film is. Doesn't have to be Marvel Studios, it could be any Marvel film.
My favorite Marvel film, period, Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. Yeah, like, I mean, I know we touched upon it in Homecoming, where, like, he makes the suit, and you're kind of like, well, this is a very intricate suit and stuff like that. But, like, I feel like, well, actually, flat out, I still use Spider-Man 2 as a benchmark, not just for other Spider-Man movies, but for other superhero movies in general. Yeah. Okay? Because, like, it still kind of follows the whole thing that I keep saying, where the best movies are the ones where if you take out the superhero elements, this is still a ridiculously good movie. Exactly. And I feel like Spider-Man 2 is certainly one of them in that regard. And, man, like, Tobey Maguire was firing on all cylinders on this one. Like, he does a really good spit, like, between his Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Yeah. You know, like, he nails both aspects. The suit doesn't change in between movies either. Which is great. Which I really liked. Yeah, it doesn't need to change every movie. Even just the... Like, at first I remember thinking, when I first watched it, I thought that the parts where, you know, he's losing his powers were really weird and hokey, and it took me a while to kind of wrap my head around it. And it was just basically, like, he's denying, or attempting to deny an aspect of himself. Like, by that I mean, like, his Peter Parker life. Instead of living that to its fullest, as well as being Spider-Man, he's just kind of trying to just navigate as best he can without saying, okay, Mary Jane, I want to be with you, and, oh, I'm going to hang out with you, Harry, and all this other stuff. He's just like, no, I'm going to be Peter Parker when I have to be, but Spider-Man for the rest of it. So, as an allegory for denying yourself, now, I, like, even more so, I get it, where I'm just like, okay, all right. Alfred Molina... Oh, he's amazing. Is so like, if they do another live action Dr. Octopus and you gotta follow that, good fucking luck. Yeah, exactly. Good luck. Like straight up. So damn good. He's so good that they use him as the template for Dr. Octopus in the Ultimate World. Yes. Not the other way around. Right. You know? They took that and said, oh my god, wow. Yeah. Okay, and I mean, like, Green Goblin in the first one, Willem Dafoe, really good, and I really like that really take on him. Yeah. You know, whereas I would have preferred it to be less like two different personalities. I did kind of like how the one, like the Goblin was like, you little whiny bitch. You know? Like, come on, you gotta do this. But whereas with Dr. Octopus, and it's kind of the same thing because the arms take over, but I love it as a sympathetic bad guy, where it starts off where he's just like, I just want to make the world better, so I need to do this to make a better version of the machine that caused this shit in the first place, you know, and then, like, he doesn't see himself as the bad guy, even though he knows he's doing bad things to do this. He's robbing banks and putting people in harm's way. He gets that, but for him, and for the arms, it's, well, we gotta do this to do this. Yeah. So it's really cool, and even just the two sides of the same coin type of thing, because you have Spider-Man, who's an accident of science, you know, because of his Uncle Ben. Yep. You know, he's like, I'm going to be a hero, and then you've got Dr. Octopus, who is an accident of science, but he's like, yeah, but I'm going to just do this to make the world better. So it's kind of this two sides, and I always like, Spider-Man villains are typically like accidents of science, and they're always sort of like dark mirrors of himself. This works really well. And visually, he looked great. You know, like he looked so awesome. He looked just enough like the original. Like, even just when they do the initial shot with, they get the arms out, and he's about to do the initial one. Raimi goes, like, Evil Dead camera with the arms. No, I'm talking about, like, right before that, when he's actually doing the first demonstration. Okay, yeah. And he looks like he came out of the comic book from 1962. Yes. You know, but then, when he does the horror stuff, and I'll say that in a minute, they do the... Like, he's got the cloak, or the trench coat on and stuff like that, so he's a little bit more modern. He doesn't have the red or orange and green jumpsuit. I was just like, son of a bitch. And the fact that they used a lot of practical effects in this movie, you know? But the initial scene where the arms wake up and he's passed out on the gurney is crazy. It's like a horror movie. It's like Raimi goes right back to Evil Dead days. It's a 3-minute spot in the middle of this movie, and it is chilling. Like, you've got the scene where she's, like, getting dragged, and she's pulling up, like, tiles with her fucking nails. I know. You know, and, like, so he's great. interplay between them. And even Kirsten Dunst is really good in this movie.
She was very good.
And I don't like Kirsten Dunst at all as an actress. Like, I've seen her in other things, and I'm always just like, you're really good in Spider-Man, and you're terrible in everything else. She's really good in this movie. I mean, there's just so much to love about this movie. I mean, eventually when Peter finally is like, fuck it, I'm just gonna... He's ready to sacrifice everything just to save the world.
Well, that subway scene, it's one of the best... And Homecoming tried to pull it with the ship. It was a very similar scene.
It is a very similar scene, and
but
it's
close. It just doesn't have the heart that Spider-Man 2 has.
No, I mean, I love it. He's just like screaming, and he's just like
the buildings are getting ripped,
and then finally he does it. He stops it, and then he passes out, and his mask's off and everything, and they stop him from falling. They carry him to the back. They lay him down. And then, like, there's that one scene where the guy's just like, Jesus, he's just a kid. He's no older than mine. You know? And it's like, to me, that is the truest representation, because they had a similar scene in the first movie on the bridge where the New Yorkers are like, you know, you mess with Spider-Man, you mess with New York, and they're throwing bricks at Green Goblin. And that's a good part. Mm-hmm. This one amped that up to the point where, like, it didn't matter that he had his mask off.
Yeah.
They didn't care. The kids were like, here's your masks, Mr. Spider-Man. And I'm like almost crying every single time I see that scene. I'm just like, man, that's so great, because they sit there and it doesn't matter that J. Jonah Jameson is writing editorials about how he's a menace. And it doesn't matter that some cops are going to go after him because that's their job and they maybe see him as a vigilante. Yeah. There's always going to be the people that he saves, especially in a scene where he almost dies to save them, that go, no. Spider-Man, he's awesome. Yep. And I love him, and I will step in front of a guy with fucking 4 robot arms to stop him from getting to this kid. There's no way. And I mean, sure, it doesn't amount to anything, because he just, you know? Yeah. But, man, like, that scene...
It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it.
I know, and, like, Homecoming does a good job. It's just... It's an unearned scene. I feel like they were trying to do that scene.
They were trying to do that.
But we've only got, like, 3 or 4 minutes of Peter Parker / Spider-Man in Civil War. Then we get Homecoming.
Exactly. So you don't have that whole other film beforehand to build up what...
And I like that scene. I do not like that ultimately Tony Stark came in to save the day, which I didn't like. Mm-hmm. But still, like, I do like the scene, but it doesn't hold a candle to that scene. Yeah. And, I mean, if they do something similar in the next movie, I think that's where it'll hit that benchmark, you know? Because, I mean, they were close. They were really close. With a lot of stuff they got right with Homecoming, they were really, really close. Yeah. You know, but, yeah, that would be the one.
Spider-Man 2 is amazing.
Yeah. What's yours? Is yours Spider-Man 2?
I was kind of flipping back and forth.
It's tough because I was also kind of thinking X-Men 2.
Yeah, see, like, X-Men 2 is always there. I'm going to go with Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. Just because...
I forgot all about that modern-day, late 80s classic.
It's amazing.
With
the sewer scene where he's all, like, in the candles and then all sweaty and just...
And naked.
Totally ass naked. Like, ass is just...
No butt double for Dolph Lundgren.
Nope. And, I mean... Louis Gossett Jr. in that film.
Hey, he had knives with skulls on them.
Okay? He did.
He didn't have a skull on his chest.
But he had the knives with the skulls.
And he had a lot of knives with the skulls. So it's like, you're living in the sewer. That's how he's saving money.
Exactly. I really do want to revisit that film, though.
That movie is so shit.
It was shit.
It was
shit back when I was a kid.
Shit.
But like, I want to
just remember watching that as a kid and being like, there's a Punisher movie. And then you watch and you're like, okay. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, okay, he doesn't fight Kingpin, and he doesn't fight Jigsaw or anything like that. He fights just the Yakuza, which works for Punisher. But, I mean, that's not your main bad guy.
Yeah.
The boss fight is Jigsaw. The boss fight is fucking Kingpin. The boss fight is like an actual fucking villain.
Exactly.
Not the Yakuza. And I know the Yakuza are scary, and that's the one person I don't want subscribing to our YouTube channel, is anyone from the Yakuza. Because we're dead. We're done.
Boosted up like 100 subscribers overnight.
Yeah, all of a sudden, and then it's like all this hate, like, you're dead.
We'll find you.
Yeah. We already know where you are. Fuck!
But no, I was flipping between Spider-Man 2 and X-Men 2, because those have always been the two I have always looked at. Though, Marvel as a whole now, I look at Logan a lot too. Logan is a masterpiece to me.
Logan is a masterpiece, but see where...
But
okay.
It's a masterpiece at the same time that I think that, I loved... I'm not ashamed to say this. I love Fast Furious 7 because it was a goodbye to Paul Walker. And it's just, there's something special about that. This was us saying goodbye to Hugh Jackman. I think that's where so much of my love comes from with that film. It's an amazing film.
I think that's probably why I can't watch it as much.
Yeah. Knowing that's it.
Yeah, because, Spider-Man 2, it could be halfway through, and I find it, watching it, it could be the last fucking 10 minutes, and I'm just going to be like, not only am I going to be searching for later showtimes, never mind that I own the movie. Yeah. Never mind that.
It doesn't matter.
I'll have it on my DVR.
I could walk downstairs to get the DVD, or it's here.
Just have it saved on my TV. Yeah. I don't give a shit. But, with Logan, it's one of those where, because it is so good. Mm-hmm. It is so good. It's not a perfect movie by any means.
No, it's not a perfect movie. I love it though. I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect movie. All movies have
Spider-Man 2. What are you talking about?
Spider-Man 2. I'm sure if we rewatched it, we could find.
I can tell you,
we could find little things.
Even though I'm saying the parts where he loses his powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I even now, I get it more so, and I understand the thought process behind it. I'm still just like, He wouldn't really lose his powers.
So.
And
I mean, going back and forth between them.
Ultimately, what's the one?
It's going to be Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that's not a god.
X-Men 2 is so damn close. X-Men 2 came out the year before Spider-Man 2.
That was
so X-Men 2 is the best movie I ever saw. And then Spider-Man 2...
Yeah, I know.
Not ever saw, but best superhero movie.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah. Because, because after that we had the Dark Knight trilogy and everything else.
And then it was just like, holy fuck.
And then Marvel Studios came along, and now it's just like, holy fuck, there's way too many good damn movies.
Yeah, now it's like, it's easier to find a bad movie than it is to say what's my best one. Because even I was thinking Winter Soldier would be one of my favorites.
Winter Soldier is amazing,
but it's still that and Spider-Man 2 is just like I said, that's a benchmark movie for me.
Spider-Man 2 is so fucking good, and you said so many reasons why. I don't want to dive too deep into it because I still really want to do the Raimi trilogy one day as a Camcast.
We're definitely going to do it. So, yeah. I mean, I don't mind rehashing everything I said. I love hearing myself talk.
We will rehash
I will do it.
Do you?
No.
That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. What? But yeah, no, fucking Spider-Man 2 is so damn good. And a lot of that, me thinking about X-Men 2 and Spider-Man 2, it came down to villains. And Doc Ock is way better than fucking...
yeah. Brian Cox.
William Stryker.
Yeah.
Stryker's cool.
I like this Stryker, though. This take on Stryker as opposed to the religious zealot.
Yeah.
Where the mutants were an
abomination of God. I was worried we were going to get that Stryker, because I don't like that Stryker.
I'm actually really glad that we didn't get that.
If just having him and I just didn't want to...
And being an upper-ranking government official worked perfect for him. Mm-hmm. Plus, it's Brian Cox is a bad guy.
Brian Cox is so fucking good.
Has he ever played a good guy? We'll have to table that. We'll have to table maybe we'll look back at that and go, he did?
I honestly don't know.
But then again, I haven't followed... I'm just talking, his big movies, because, the two Bourne movies, bad guy. Mm-hmm. Manhunter, the sequel to Silence of the Lambs. He was a bad guy, because he was kind of a Lecter. Spelled with a K.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Well,
so that's it.
Yeah, that would be
Spider-Man 2, I think, wins from both of us.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question, Stanley. I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna pretend he wrote to us. Send more questions, man. We love it.
Anytime you want, Stanley, you just send us questions, and we will answer them.
I know your birthday now, so if you want to ask me your birthday.
That's right.
But
all right, so without
now we're gonna head
too much more digressions.
Yes, we're gonna put down Mr. RDJ for a moment here, because now we're gonna head into the star of our episode, which is the guy in red from Regina, Saskatchewan.
Yep.
Deadpool.
Which, strangely enough, Deadpool was actually considered to be Canadian before the movies, which I always thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, he was always Canadian.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever actually said what city he was from.
Well, the thing is that he hasn't officially been confirmed, because his origin is one of those,
all over the place.
It's whatever, even Deadpool has said in the comic books, it's whatever reader prefers.
Wolverine was the same way for the longest time.
Well,
everyone assumed he was Canadian
Wolverine's was different in the sense that now there's a definitive origin.
Yes.
Right? Whereas Deadpool...
He hasn't had that.
Well, he doesn't need it.
Doesn't need it.
You know?
Because you don't... I feel like I wouldn't need to see that.
It's kind of like with the Joker. Like, I kind of like that...
You don't need the origin story.
You know?
Like, I didn't need Solo, a Star Wars story.
No.
And clearly a lot of people didn't either, because it's the biggest bomb in Star Wars history.
You must have been waiting to say that one.
I mean, still want to watch it, though.
I'm going to watch it just because it scored really good. It just bombed.
And here's a funny reason why I want to watch it. I love Ron Howard. Ron Howard, you know, he makes good movies. So.
And Donald Glover is awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why. I mean,
yeah,
I gotta go with Emilia Clarke, obviously, because I love Game of Thrones.
Oh, I didn't even realize you were watching Game of Thrones. I thought it was just Terminator Genesis that you were all over.
Boom! Yes, it was all Terminator Genesis.
I assumed that was the only reason why you liked her. Because, I mean...
she was a great Sarah Connor. I mean, Linda Hamilton. What?
Who is that?
Right?
Linda Hamilton.
I know.
You know what I love?
Linda.
I love that,
what
like...
a name.
You didn't even have Sarah Connors, or, like, the new Sarah Connors look like she did a push-up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a single push-up.
Never mind that, like, Pop was raising her to fight off the eventual Terminator uprising, or Skynet uprising, or was it Genesis uprising? Yeah, Genesis eventually, because Skynet is Genesis, and Genesis is Skynet, and yada, yada, yada. But, like, you had a fucking 3-minute scene of Linda Hamilton doing unassisted one-arm pull-ups in a fucking jail cell with abs, shoulders. Like, you were like, she will stop Skynet. This one, nope.
She got Pops with her. She doesn't need to work out anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
She got Pops.
Seriously. That's just
she probably regretted that decision when she met Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney.
Oh, wow.
The vortex.
This guy's supposed to save me?
The vortex that is Jai Courtney, who does do push-ups. You can tell he does
push-ups. He does push-ups.
What the fuck else does he do? He barely act. Hey, so Deadpool doesn't have Jai Courtney in that.
Does it?
So,
if he's
one of these days...
If he's announced for the third film... or X-Force...
I want him to.
I will be like, I'm a little leery now.
Hey, if he plays little Captain Boomerang, I'm in.
Yeah, he did a really good Captain Boomerang. I'll give him that. Oh, you're coming up with an idea here. Oh.
Yeah, so...
Oh! Deadpool.
Okay, so, the first Deadpool movie, starring fellow Canadian, Ryan
Reynolds.
And, Morena Baccarin.
Oh, man, she's such a great actress.
Is she? I've never seen her anything else except these movies.
You didn't watch Firefly or Serenity?
Correction, I watched Firefly, and I watched 3 episodes of Serenity. Or, no, reverse.
3
episodes of Firefly.
And Serenity.
Serenity was awesome. Who was she in Serenity?
She's the love interest of Malcolm Reynolds.
Get the fuck out of here.
Can't think of her name for some fucking reason right now. Hang on.
Oh, did she have short hair? She had short hair. Is that what I'm thinking of?
No, she had long hair in those movies. She had short hair in the TV show V.
Right.
Which I did watch. Right. It was alright. Yeah. I wasn't surprised when
I have to watch Serenity again because I really liked it, but I haven't seen it since I saw it. Because that's also, what is it, the first appearance of Chiwetel...
It's the earliest movie I remember him from.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chiwetel. Oh, she was in Nara in Serenity and Firefly. That was her name.
That doesn't help me at all. At this point.
She was a prostitute.
Yep, I'll just take your word for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was great.
I remember liking Serenity. I remember...
You haven't seen all of Firefly? It's only like 13 episodes.
Okay, you make it sound like I should just...
You should fucking watch Firefly.
Hey, have you seen all of the Voltron episodes?
No.
Maybe shut your fucking mouth if you're gonna throw shit in my face.
How many episodes was Voltron?
Well, 13 the first 2 seasons, and then 6 and 7 the last 2.
Okay, so we're definitely past the 13 episodes of Firefly.
You didn't even watch 1 season, so shut your fucking
mouth. Also,
mouth.
Voltron came out, what, 2 years ago? Firefly's been out for what, 14 years?
How many times do I have to say shut your fucking mouth?
I don't understand.
Shut your fucking mouth.
No.
Yeah, fucker.
No.
You fucker.
You'll have to sew my mouth shut like X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Alright, so Deadpool.
Yep.
Is awesome.
Deadpool is great.
I like it so much because it is a standard superhero origin flick.
Yep.
That literally is beat for beat a standard origin flick that makes you forget that it's a beat for beat standard origin flick.
But he's telling the story, and the way it like goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's very good.
It's very well done in the back and forth and the flashbacks and all that stuff.
But I was so pumped for Deadpool right from when that leaked.
Yes, when
CGI
that CGI trailer hit, I was like, we need to see this movie.
We need to see it. And immediately Fox was like, okay, let's do it.
And I would have actually settled for an entirely CGI movie. I would have been like, okay, that's fine.
As long as Reynolds was playing him.
But then when they actually did that scene, shot for shot, in close to live action, it was great.
I know.
That freeway scene is just fucking crazy. And while, this is a toned down Deadpool from the comic books, not that toned down. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, when they announced an R rating, I was like, okay, alright, we're good. We are good.
That freeway scene's like right up there with Matrix Reloaded and Bad Boys 2.
So good. Like, even just like, especially because they started with that slow-mo shot, you know, where like the cigarette lighter is in the dude's mouth, and then like there's these candid shots of his nuts.
Well, they're doing that opening credits, right?
Yeah.
And that's the open credits, and then you get the hilarious titles.
Which actually were funnier in the second one. I thought they were funnier in the second one.
Really? I found it the other way around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I found them a lot funnier in the first one.
Just
because I wasn't expecting it in the first one. Whereas the second one, I was like, they're doing it again. Though they went with the Bond-esque thing, and that was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was so awesome.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, though.
Yes. And that's our episodes. Yeah.
I mean, that's it. That's all.
We're done.
Fuck it. Deadpool was awesome. Deadpool 2, also awesome. See you later. I mean, they had the costume montage, which every superhero movie has.
Yes.
Pretty much. Mm-hmm. But it was great.
So
the trial and error of him all in white. His blood splattered. You know, I mean, they took some liberties with the character. Mm-hmm. I mean, I do like that he ultimately was made in a medical compound facility type thing.
Yep.
At first I was kind of like, I don't like that they made it so anybody can become a mutant with the right amount of trauma, or they die, you know. But it was easier to do that than, say, have him actually be like the comic books where he, you know, was a special forces dude, got cancer, went to Department H, which for most people that are comic book geeks like us know that that's where Wolverine was created. Mm-hmm. You know, so they used Wolverine's blood to infuse it with Deadpool to give him his healing factor. So he's essentially a human, not a mutant. But I get why they did it for this, because as I'm saying this, you already were like, yeah, that's right, that's a long, dragged out. And it's hard to do without actually having Hugh Jackman in it, even though they did technically have him in the movie.
Yes, the People magazine.
Stapled, and I love that it's stapled to his fucking head. And you're just like...
Ryan Reynolds refuses to not have Hugh Jackman in Deadpool.
Really?
He wants Hugh Jackman, and whether Hugh wants to be in it or not, he's always in it. The face.
I thought you said refuses. I thought you said refuses to have Hugh Jackman in it.
Did I?
That's what it sounded like you said.
I might have said that.
Okay.
Again, I'm blaming it on this.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That's going to be my scapegoat all night long.
That's fair. That is a fair scapegoat. Like, immediately when we are introduced to Wade Wilson and he's like that gun for hire.
Yeah.
The whole scene with the fucking douchebag and he's eating the pizza. I was like, oh my god. Like, even just, he's wearing a fucking gaudy fur coat, a tank top. He looks like a douchebag. Oh, but you can tell he's got a heart of gold because he's just there to scare the shit out of some creeper for this girl, right? But even though when he meets, and I just had her name, Baccarin's character.
Marina Baccarin.
Maria, but what's her real name? Like her character name?
Vanessa.
Vanessa, that's right. So when they meet Vanessa and they have that back and forth where they're up in the ante and how bad their life was, I was like, wow, and the chemistry is there right away.
Their chemistry is so damn good.
Really good.
Like, I would believe them as a real couple.
like if Blake Lively was on set, you'd be sure she's a little worried.
Yeah.
A little
too good, guys.
Yeah, like, come on, guys, tone it down a bit. At least pretend to hate each other off set.
Yeah.
You know, but just that characterization alone was great. And they're always saying that Vanessa's, like in the comic books, Vanessa is the copycat character. And if they may or may not ever get to have her be copycat, I'm fine with how she is.
Oh,
you know, like, I mean, sure, in the second movie, she's there, but not at the same time.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's not as, like some of the reviews are like, oh, she's, like, not in the movie at all. And I'll argue that when we get to that movie. But, so their chemistry is great. The progression of the relationship is actually great.
Yep.
Another hilarious montage scene where they're, like, banging different times of the year, you know? And even just some of the callback jokes that we'll get to Deadpool 2, but like the pegging scene with the strap on, it's just like, no, and that's for like the feminist holiday, which is hysterical. That's an hysterically funny joke that is there. But like even handling the cancer stuff was crazy cool. Just, I mean, because Reynolds loves the character so much, like, you get the sense that he is not doing anything unless he feels it's true to the character.
Exactly.
And you see that. You see that in this movie. You see that in the second movie. You know what I mean?
There's not many actors out there that feel that way when they're doing it. To them, it's just a job.
Yeah.
But Ryan Reynolds is doing this for the character.
Yeah, it's like later Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
Hugh Jackman in X-Men, it's a job.
It's a job. Oh, it was his first job in Hollywood.
After that, you get the sense that, like, I would say probably, like, X-Men 2, when it, like, because his career exploded, that's when you get to see, like, okay, he's really looking at it like, this, I gotta do this right. I absolutely have to do that right.
He did Cave and Leopold and Swordfish, and he was like, I just better focus on Wolverine.
Yeah.
Because this other stuff.
That's an interesting cross-reference, those two movies. Swordfish. Hey, let's get this ripped-up, buff model type to play a hacker.
Yeah.
Without even a hint of acne.
Well, he wasn't too big yet, though, was he? Like, ripped-wise?
No, he had enough of a build that I'm like Kate and Leopold, he didn't look like he was jacked at all.
No.
He just looked like his normal pre-Wolverine days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or maybe even like the X-Men, like, because in the X-Men he wasn't really jacked.
Yeah.
He had a build, but he wasn't jacked. It wasn't until like X-Men 2, and then of course the Wolverine movies where you're just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was Origins where he first just...
Where he's like, I wanted to look like De Niro in Cape Fear.
Yeah.
Just that, like, shredded grossness where you're just like, that scene where he jumps out of the water, claws and everything, and he's like, ah!
Yeah, yeah. When I saw that trailer, I was just like, wow, he's been working out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I popped blood vessels now just trying to replicate that, and it's not even close.
Apparently gotta lay in a really cold bathtub for a while.
Or just use steroids. I mean, work out really hard. So anyway, Deadpool. Actually, I gotta say this. I always find it funny because you almost don't think of this being a thing. We actually see his penis in this movie, and it's hysterical. Yeah. It's that whole fight scene, you know, because you're like, well, he's naked. How are you gonna... No, they show it. They show his penis.
They see his penis in both movies.
It's charred up pretty badly. But, you know, and yeah, that's right, you do see his penis in both movies. But I was just one of those, like, it seems weird to say it, but you're just like, oh, that's a fucking penis. Okay, yep. Alright.
Yep.
But, so, like, I mean, Reynolds being, as Deadpool, is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, he's great. Vanessa's great. Weasel, even though there's controversy with T.J. Miller, you know, his Weasel was great.
What's up with T.J. Miller?
Even in the second one, like, and I understand why they didn't cut him out. They could have. I don't care what anyone says. They could have. But, I mean, I wasn't really thinking about the stuff that he was doing, like, what he's accused of, or however you want to word this. I wasn't like, oh yeah, but I wasn't like, I can't laugh at this. It was just...
Well, he was accused for, like, what? Rape or something? Was it rape that he was accused for? But rape, like, years ago. It wasn't recent.
He had a couple of women that, like, I guess he had been seeing or whatever, and he was very, like, very physical.
Right.
Like,
but then it was just word against word. There was nothing official.
No.
So they started the movie with him.
Yep.
But then...
Then it got huge.
But then he called in like a bomb threat on a fucking train or some shit.
I didn't hear about this.
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
I did not hear about this. He was fucking
arrested, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he called away. He went crazy.
I did not even hear about this, but
so,
okay.
It's official. He will not be in the third movie.
No, and I mean, to be honest, like, it's not like his character really added anything in the second one.
He really didn't. He didn't need to be there.
He didn't need to be there. He was just there because he was in the first one, and his
exactly.
character was funny. You know, and Weasel is a character that...
They could have had Dope Henderson in for his... as Weasel in the second movie.
They could have.
Though what we got with him was really fucking funny.
I actually really liked that. But even just introducing Dopinder in the first movie, I was like, oh my god, this is so funny.
He's so funny.
Like, just because you look at him and he's this skinny, stereotypical Indian guy driving a cab, and lo and behold, fucking Deadpool shows up.
Yeah, Mr. Pool.
Mr. Pool, that's right. That's right. Or DP later on.
Yeah.
But, like, fucking scene at the end where he's just like, remember when we were talking about that romantic rival? Well, he's in the trunk.
And then he gets rear-ended.
And all of, like, Deadpool's gear is in the rear-ended cab.
All the guns. Everything's in there.
Like, I laughed so hard in Deadpool, but I was also really, like, I've read a couple of reviews where they were like, you don't care about Vanessa's character by the end of it. And I was like, that's where you're wrong. Like, I cared about her. I knew that he was going to save her.
Yep.
But actually, I have to say no. I had a feeling he was going to save her, but part of me was like, this is a movie that's skewering, while it's doing a stereotypical origin, it's skewering the whole concept of it. I mean, they were talking about superhero landings beforehand. Mm-hmm. You know, and then once they said superhero landings, we're all like, oh, superhero landings, right? Even though, like, we knew. Because
yeah, we knew. We see it all the time.
Yeah, every fucking comic book ever has at least one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, like, you know, but I wanted to see him save her. You know, even the bad guy, Francis. Ajax.
Named after the laundry soap.
Yeah, well, which is a weird name, I'll admit. But, I mean,
but he was awesome.
He was really good at it.
Yeah.
I loved that, man, like, he was actually a good villain in the sense that he just wanted to fucking shut Deadpool up, and that was it, you know?
I love everything about the whole beginning half of that movie so much. Like, the whole freeway, because the freeway, even though it's just one scene, the way it's split up, it's a
long thing. Like, even the introduction of Colossus I thought was really cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Even though now I'm at a point where I'm like, I wish he wasn't CGI, or I wish he wasn't like Steel Colossus all the time.
Switch back and forth. Yeah, but at the same time, he looks amazing.
He looks awesome.
Like,
he looks like he stepped out of a comic. Colossus. And I thought the original one was really good.
Well, they were going for a more realistic look for him.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could have had. Because he's like 9 feet tall in the movie.
He's ginormous.
I'd say 8.
Yeah,
8? Yeah,
he's big.
Because Deadpool is about 6'2".
Yeah,
and he's about here.
Yeah.
So I'd say 8. Okay. You could have had him grow into that, though. He turns into Colossus, he gets bigger. You know? Or he not necessarily turns into Colossus, because it's not like the Hulk, but you know what I'm trying to say. And I hope that the 33 of you know what I'm trying to say.
And the 3 people on SoundCloud.
That's right, on SoundCloud.
We're counting them. 36.
That's right. 36. Hey,
36.
We're almost close to 50, which is like halfway to 100.
Yeah.
Counting.
Halfway to when we can actually have a proper URL for it.
But I still loved like even just having Colossus in there was a surprise, and I loved that when I saw him in the trailer, because it's not the one that you would think he would be in. But I liked that they went that route, and even just some of the stuff where they had Deadpool breaking his bones, punching him, and kicking him, and it's all just like...
He's all flopping and shit.
And it's all the noise, the rubbing bones and stuff, and you're just like, you're laughing because it's funny, but you're cringing because it's kind of gross, you know? Teenage Negasonic Warhead? Or
Negasonic Teenage what the fuck?
Yeah. And I have to agree. Great name. She was perfect in this movie.
She was awesome.
I wish there was more of her in the second one.
And yeah, me too.
That's one thing I will say. I wish there was more of her in the second one.
But obviously her time had to get trimmed with the introduction of all the fucking characters they had in that movie.
Yeah, but then when you get to it, and we will, did they really have to trim that much?
No.
But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. She was great. Even the interplay, like, I love that she's the one character, like Colossus is calling Deadpool on his shit, but he's doing it in sort of like a big brother sort of, you know, like, you can be a good guy, where she's just like, you're a fucking loser.
Mm-hmm.
You're a fucking loser. Like, that's it. Like, there's none of this, like, just maybe I think you're kind of cool.
Yeah.
She's literally just like the millennial, just, okay, fine. Bust into action. Is awesome.
She's so awesome.
So awesome.
Brianna Hildebrand.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else besides
I don't
Deadpool 1
recall
and 2.
seeing her in anything
Though
else.
I did just buy a movie with her in it because I heard it's fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Down there somewhere.
Oh.
It's called Tragedy Girls.
Oh, yeah. I did hear that was really good.
So I bought it while I was in the States. I saw it there and I bought it. Yep.
Even Gina Carano.
She was so good in this.
She was absolutely great.
This is the best I've seen her since Haywire.
Which we've talked about. Haywire, there's not really much to do with.
No, but
that's a better movie than it gets credit for.
I love Haywire.
I would have liked to have seen a sequel with that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, we're getting an accountant sequel, which I'm super pumped about.
Oh, God. Equalizer 2 is finally coming this summer.
That's right. And John Wick 3 next year.
John Wick Chapter 3. Halle Berry's in it.
Okay, I guess that could be cool. I'm still gonna do this.
Too late. I'm already doing this.
Well,
John Wick Chapter.
I mean, it's all the same people doing John Wick 3, so I mean, I can see Halle Berry being pretty fucking cool.
Which, John Wick 3. That's the first trilogy that Keanu Reeves has done. Oh no, Matrix.
Fuck. Yeah, what are you dumb?
I wonder if it'll get a Chapter 4 though. Because number 2 was way more successful than 1.
I'm going to have to go ahead and say we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
If only because Keanu strikes me as the kind of guy where when he's done, he's done.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can't sit there and show up at his house with a fucking, like, 3 truckloads of money. Because he doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't care.
Everything I've heard about Keanu Reeves is he's literally like, back those trucks up, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If he wants to do the movie, he'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Like, he's finally doing Bill and Ted 3.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, I've heard him taking, like, pay cuts just so movies get done. Or getting pay cuts to make sure that everyone else gets paid.
Yep.
You know, like, Jesus.
Like, what was that other martial arts movie he did right after 47 Ronin?
Oh.
I believe he directed it, actually. It was that smaller movie.
Was that one with the 88 hands or whatever?
I don't fucking remember.
Me neither.
But apparently he didn't even get paid for that. Like, he wanted to do it so much.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't care. He's awesome. He's, like, one of the cool, like,
yeah,
that is a celebrity I want to hang out with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we've name-dropped a one Nicolas Cage.
We have done that in the past.
But to be fair, I don't think I can hang out with him. I think he is far beyond me to hang out with.
Oh, and by the way, let's shoot back to Spider-Man real quick. If they do a Green Goblin in the Marvel Studios
just
universe,
face paint Nicolas Cage.
I really, really want Nick Cage to play Green Goblin.
Just face paint him.
Yeah,
literally.
Just green. Bah! Like
yeah.
Like that whole face-off sequence where he's just like, face off.
Yeah.
Or no, when he's laughing. When he's laughing and crying, he's doing that weird like...
He said, your face is my face. Yep.
Just have that face paint. Like, no CGI.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Even if it's Ultimate where he's like the jacked up goblin one.
Yeah.
Nick Cage. Nick Cage with face paint.
Yep. Kevin Feige? I think I nailed it. Feige.
I think you did. I think you finally
Kevin
got it in one
Feige.
shot.
Call Nicolas Cage immediately if you're going to do
Right.
Green
That's
Goblin.
right. And also, if you have Keanu Reeves' number, let him know that we'd like to hang.
Yes. And also put him in a movie. If he wants to do it. He might think he's...
He might not want it. He might just be like, I'll be a background character.
Yeah. I'll be the guy eating the hot dog on the bench.
Yeah. And they'll be like, well, isn't that what you were doing right now? Yeah.
I'll replace Stan Lee as the new cameo guy.
I actually would perk up every single fucking time.
I would too.
I'd literally,
ooh, there he is!
It's Keanu Reeves. My wife would be like, yes, I know it's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you don't understand. He's John Wick.
Oh, man. Keanu Reeves. Oh, yeah, we were talking about Deadpool.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about Deadpool. So, I mean, what I also really liked about this movie was that, like, the budget is $56 million.
Mm-hmm.
56 million. So what did it do? It made like
worldwide over 700 million.
So that is approximately, what is that, like 1,200 times? Like it is huge.
It made so much money.
Huge, and it was so successful that what's his face, Tim Miller, was let go because he wanted to have an even huger budget.
He had a different idea than Ryan Reynolds for the sequel.
Yeah, what I heard, and I don't know anything.
I don't
know anything based on fact or anything.
Ryan Reynolds had more power in it than he did, and then that's how it works. I mean,
what I heard was that like Tim Miller wanted to have an even huger budget because it's 110 million for Deadpool 2.
They doubled it. Yeah, I think they doubled it.
So we'll say 112.
Though it does seem a lot bigger than double.
It does actually,
Deadpool 2 has a lot going on.
But then again, in Deadpool, before we get over there, for $56 million movie, you don't see like they don't really cheap out on this movie at all.
No,
I mean Colossus looked really good.
Yep.
Even the CGI aspects of the fight scenes still looked really good.
The helicarrier fight.
The helicarrier fight was crazy.
Yep.
So good. I mean, they like really took all that money and just poured it into just a ridiculously good movie.
Yep.
Like, at no point in time did I never was like, oh, this looks cheap. You know?
No, never.
You know, and in fact, like when I heard it was a $56 million movie, I was like, whoa, that is crazy. I never would have saw that coming. Granted, like I think the amount of money that Reynolds must have made just on that movie alone, he could retire. Because imagine that multiplier.
Easily could.
Imagine that multiplier.
Oh man.
Like that's ridiculous.
But he's in that huge acting boat where he loves the character too much.
Exactly.
He's not going to let go until he absolutely has
to. So, I mean, like, I can understand where... And don't get me wrong, I can understand Tim Miller going like, okay, all right, look how much money we made. Mm-hmm. We could seriously do a $200, $250, $300 million movie, and we'd still kill it.
Oh, yeah.
And they would have.
Yes.
They would have still made their money back and made a profit.
It would have been less profit than what they did, though.
Exactly. But, I mean, even now, it's less profit.
I can guarantee, though, that X-Force, when it happens, is going to have a big fucking budget.
It's going to have to.
X-Force is going to
It'll probably be a $200 million movie.
And I'm guessing they're probably going to have Strife as the bad guy. I think.
Maybe. They might be able to get away with Strife, because Strife...
Or maybe Mojo.
I'd actually say Mojo. Mojo works for sure, because they did check Mojoverse.
Yep. Because they can't have Apocalypse.
Hold on. Let's stop. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're jumping ahead.
Do we have anything else to say about Deadpool?
Well, let's go through the list of actors real quick. Weasel, we talked about how crazy that guy is.
Yep.
Vanessa, amazing.
Yep.
Gina Carano, who played Angel Dust, was her name.
Yeah, I know. That's a great name, too.
Yeah.
That was really good. Plus, she's just great.
Oh, Blind Al.
Yes, thank you.
Blind Al's amazing.
We didn't forget about Blind Al. And you know what's really funny is how every once in a while, comic fanboys get up in arms about characters having, like, race swaps and stuff like that, right? Because in the comic books, Blind Al is essentially Aunt May.
Mm-hmm.
Spiked hair and fucked up glasses because she's blind, right?
Yeah. Nobody
really complained about her being black in this movie.
And why would you?
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying, like, well...
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if this is okay, why can't the other ones be okay? Mm. How come people are shitting their pants over a black Perry White?
That one was stupid, too.
You know? Or Miles Morales, the Black Spider-Man, and it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me mad. Luckily, we didn't hear any of that with Blind Al. Blind Al was great. The chemistry that Reynolds has with everyone in this cast... Everyone in this cast is great.
Like, literally everybody.
Like, I really feel like, you know, there's scenes where Gina Carano is losing her shit, and she's supposed to hate this guy. She's losing her shit because he's so funny. Yeah. They have such a good camaraderie. Because they feel like you feel the chemistry. Hell, even when Wade is Deadpool and he's there with the dude, Bob?
Bob, yeah.
Yeah. You know? And they're talking back and forth, and you're just like, oh, this is actually kind of funny. Like old buddies, you know, just happen to reacquaint themselves in a fucking shithole that they could very well die in, you know. But Blind Al was great. I loved Baby Hands.
Oh, Baby Hand, the unicorn.
Baby Hand, the unicorn. You're just like, Jesus Christ.
The cure for blindness, or cocaine being beside the cure for blindness.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
later on, like the callbacks.
We jump ahead to Deadpool 2.
Right.
He opens the thing for the cocaine and there's a cure for blindness.
You know? There was another callback that I thought was really, really
good. There was a couple in Deadpool 2, but there was so much going on. I don't really remember them.
There was one I was literally thinking about just before we got into this, and I was like, I want to mention this. But, like, yeah, the cure for blindness, that was fucking
That one was really funny. I really laughed at that.
Oh, the strap-on scene. So they did the thing in the first movie, and he's like, no. And then later, when they're talking about making babies, he's like, all right, put that strap-on on and pound me till I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Let's pound me until you're pregnant. And she's like, that's not really how it works. And he's like, okay, let's go. And I was like, that's a hilarious callback.
Brought that up.
You know?
There's so many, like, oh, man. But it helped, too, that they had the same writing team.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Because that's why the Captain America movies are so great. Same
what else have we got here? We got Blindell. What else have we got?
Blindell. They sound like Jeremy the Pizza Guy. Yeah. No, I think we talked about everybody there.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You know what? Ryan Reynolds is so fucking perfect.
Everyone
as this character,
but yeah, he's so perfect.
But that guy was born to be Deadpool.
Like I remember, and we've talked about Green Lantern. At some point, we'll watch the failed DC movies.
I'm down with that.
But
we'll do the trilogy of Green Lantern, Catwoman, and
Catwoman,
and Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex and Green Lantern. Oh fuck. Ugh. We'll have to have Green Lantern last because that's the best of the bunch.
That's the best. I said I would never watch Jonah Hex again. I will do it.
I
will do it for all 36 of you.
I said the same for Catwoman and Jonah Hex. I said, holy shit.
Never again.
Never ever watch this fucking shit. Ever.
Oh! Let's throw Steel
in there. Ooh. No.
No? You don't want to Steel?
No.
Do a little Shaq?
I can't.
You can't do... Okay.
I couldn't even finish that movie.
Well, that's what you need to finish it now.
No?
Oh, damn. I tried, everyone.
If we get up to 50, fucking subscribers, I will...
Will you watch Steel for 50 subscribers?
I will talk about... I will watch The Soldier before I will watch Steel again.
Ooh, you must really not like Steel.
God, it was so fucking terrible.
We could do a whole Shaq episode, though. We could do Blue Chips and Kazam.
Okay, but you know what that means? That I'll actually have to watch Kazam.
Yes.
Blue Chips.
Yeah.
And finish Steel.
Blue Chips is the best of the bunch because Nick Nolte's in it.
That doesn't help anything. That doesn't help sell it to me at all. Because this isn't like Nick Nolte in 48 Hours or another 48 Hours.
No.
That's not this Nick Nolte.
No, this is Blue Chips Nick Nolte.
Yes, this is Blue Chips Nick Nolte.
Blue Chips Nick Nolte.
Jesus Christ.
I love the part on the freeway where he gets shot in the ass. And he gets so mad. He's only got, 12 bullets or something? And he's counting them as he's shooting everyone.
That was really cool.
And he's like, 3, 4, 5, damn it!
Yeah.
5, worth it.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, man.
I love that.
Okay, I don't really have anything
I'm done with Deadpool, though.
Deadpool
is amazing and totally caught me off guard. I knew it was going to be great.
Yes, that's right.
Just because the promise that Ryan Reynolds showed as Deadpool in Origins.
And the fact that he really sold it that he wanted to do this right.
Yes.
It wasn't just like, I don't know, guys, I want to do this right. It was like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
And then when you saw him in the costume for the first time.
Oh, that costume is so perfect. Like the white eyes and everything.
The full fucking mask. Mm-hmm. Then he's in that mask more than he's out of that mask.
Oh, yeah.
So that's awesome. And especially because, we talk about how, in every superhero movie, they're almost always masked off.
Captain America,
rare that they're masked on.
Yeah.
And yet, Captain America and Iron Man, I can let that slide because everybody knows who they are. Mm-hmm. But, Spider-Man should rarely ever have that thing off.
Yeah. Well, he does.
Yeah. So the costume is great. The costume is actually probably the first part of selling it to me. The trailer was the big thing, the CGI trailer. But then when you see everything else, you're just like, fuck, it's so good.
That's Deadpool.
That is.
Love Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Excellent film. Deadpool 2.
It's not really Deadpool 2.
We went into the future and we got the Blu-ray of Deadpool 2. No, this is just another cover for Deadpool 1. But
it's super awesome.
It's fucking incredible and had to be owned. I don't have the movie in there. I just literally got the slipcover. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Loser? Okay.
No, you got your geek pants on.
Oh, they added it to the cast list now.
Yeah, well.
It wasn't there before.
No.
Okay, so Deadpool 2.
Okay, so Deadpool 2.
We kick it right off.
I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you liked Deadpool, you're going to fucking like Deadpool 2. Because it's bigger, it's bolder.
Yep.
It's, I want to say badder than the first one, but I'm going to preface this by also saying, it is a different movie.
It's a very different movie. I found...
It is not the same... It's not like Guardians 1 and Guardians 2.
Exactly.
Where, you know, it's the same, but bigger, better, and everyone gets an expanded plot line.
Yeah.
This one is definitely a different type of movie, especially because, and this is the hugest fucking fattest spoilers ever, they killed Vanessa within the first 15 minutes of the movie.
That really broke my heart.
That was crazy hard to see.
Though...
Because you had the, let's have a baby thing, and like he's doing the whole like anti-hero thing with the excellent fight scenes in the beginning where he's coming down the whole was it child smugglers or whatever?
Yep. Yeah.
Gets right down to the last guy, comes home, they do that little spiel where she's just like, I'm not buying any of your bullshit, and then finally it's just like, what was it? Kiss you like you miss me, Red, and I was like, that's great, that's a great line.
Yeah.
They talk about babies, and even though he's like pound me until you're pregnant type of thing which is great. Like immediately when they did that joke, I was like, oh my god, that's funny from the first movie, and now he's into it. That's even hilarious. And that also was a subtle hint to Deadpool as a character, like in the comic books, where he's considered to be pansexual. There's no real, he's not gay, he's not straight, he's just whatever.
If he has to fuck someone to finish a job.
It's not even that. It's like whatever his brain is. If his brain is saying, I'm going to bang this dude, he's going to bang this dude.
Yeah, because in the comics, not the original ones with Liefeld, but now, he's got like 3 or 4 voice boxes going off.
Yep.
In each panel.
I actually did the YouTube, or I did a Wikipedia thing. Like, he's got 2 voices. One is his own, and one is a character by the name of Madcap, which I don't know if you remember. I vaguely recall this character. So then when I actually did the thing on Madcap, it's a longer history on Madcap than I anticipated. Ultimately what happened was that Madcap and Deadpool get turned to ash. Deadpool comes back, of course, because he's Deadpool, but Madcap is now a part of him, and that's one of the voices. So the more evil voice is Madcap.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Now, not doing the voices in the movies I actually like.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I like he's got an internal monologue,
it'd be
but it's
too
only
much.
one voice.
Yeah, it'd be too much if it was all these voices.
Yeah, like, I mean, hardcore Deadpool fans would be like, yeah!
And that's the reason why I think when Moon Knight happens, it's going to be a hard sell.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard sell.
That's even going to be a hard sell if this was a Netflix, or sorry, the Disney streaming service or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like if they're going to do Moon Knight has to be in the same style as Daredevil and Punisher.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be a pretty brutal take on the character, because this is a brutal guy to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
And then the multiple personalities. It is fucked up. Like, even to say he's Batman with multiple personalities undersells how fucked up Moon Knight is. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Moon Knight is fucked up. Cool
Moon
character.
Knight's fucked up.
You get the right
cool
writer.
Looking character.
Yeah, like that Warren Ellis run.
Need
that Warren Ellison run I told you about.
Right.
Was so good.
And I didn't read it.
Whew, you should.
I mean, I got a lot of things I should read. Everyone's telling me I should read The Vision, that new.
Yeah, I heard that was also really
amazing.
Big. Well, what's it, Tom King? Tom King's a great writer, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just trying to read his stuff on Batman now. Excellent writer. Very good writer.
And that Mikael Janin that does the art on it, so good. Anyway, so Deadpool 2. So yeah, they kill her off. They kill Vanessa off right away.
And we start off with that hardcore smoking scene in the apartment where he's going to blow himself up. And away, I was like, they killed Vanessa.
Yeah.
Before we even see it, I knew it happened.
Because it was like, he wanted to die. And they make some joke about how, Logan died. And Now he's gonna die.
Yeah, he actually had that fucking little Logan on a stake toy there.
Yeah, and yeah, like, and I remember he was smoking. He was actually inhaling, which I thought was really weird. And I was just like, because you forget that some actors smoke, right? You just assume they don't, but some of them do.
You don't, do you, Chris?
I've been over a year now. Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Oh,
he might. He's Australian, so
he's smoking.
Whoa! Hold on, do that again, but as Jim Carrey as the mask.
Smoking. That's a little too Joker, I think. I went into a little Heath Ledger there.
Yeah, you did.
Smoking!
Okay, alright, I want to die.
Oh, okay. Okay, but you're not smoking. Congratulations.
That's right, over a year. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you get the huge death scene right at the beginning, and you're right, like, it telegraphed it, I knew something bad was going to happen, but I still didn't think they were going to kill her.
No?
Did not think they were going to kill her.
Maybe like coma or something?
Yeah, I thought something. Okay. And then when they actually did kill her, I was like, oh, no!
Yeah.
And then, and this is one of the reasons why it's a different Deadpool movie.
It's a different Deadpool. You know what? To me, it feels a lot more like an X-Men movie than Deadpool did. Like, the first Deadpool felt like Deadpool. There's X-Men there, but it didn't feel like the X-Men movies.
And they make a point of saying that, too. Like, we got 2 X-Men. Yeah. One of them we don't even know who the fuck she is, right? Mm-hmm. This one, I thought that gag was hilarious. That was
so funny. They got whole fucking cast.
The whole cast of the most recent X-Men movies.
Yeah, they're
one room, real quick, and just Beast is like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. I want to watch that again just because I didn't even get to see who was in that room. I was paying attention.
McAvoy's in it.
McAvoy was there.
Beast is in it.
Cyclops was there.
Cyclops is there, but young Cyclops.
Yep, the young one.
And Nightcrawler.
Yep.
Nightcrawler was there. And
was Jean there?
I want to say Jean was there, too.
Okay. That was so funny, though.
That was awesome. Like, and literally
that's a blink and you miss it.
As he's going, he's like in the chair, he's going like, come on, we can't even splurge to get more than one fucking X-Men at a time. And then literally, like, you see, like I said, they're like, oh shit, there's Deadpool. Like, they don't want to talk to him.
They shut the door.
And they show everyone, and they're all just like, and it's there. I was like, that is awesome.
It's so great.
That is so great.
And it also, at the same time, kind of now puts Deadpool in the X-Men universe.
He was always in the X-Men universe.
But you didn't know what X-Men universe.
That's true. That's true.
He was talking about Stewart and McAvoy in the first movie, and it's like, well, now we've seen, even though he's still talking Stewart in the chair, he's talking about Stewart.
Yeah, but they're also referencing Logan.
Yeah.
So
referencing Logan, though, they kind of really hop all over.
Yeah, I still feel like Deadpool is going to be the kind of character where they could put him in those movies if they wanted to. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they can't because of where he's at.
He's too big now.
I'm not going to say he's too big. He's too X-rated. He's an R-rated character.
He is too X-rated.
We talked about this before. Sorry to cut you off. Repeatedly, actually.
Yeah, but it's okay there, Hawkman shirt.
He's you're gay. I hate you. Actually, there's nothing wrong with being gay. Just so we're clear. Fuck you.
There's also nothing wrong with fucking you. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, your wife still seems to want to do that, so you're right. There's got to be something you're doing right. So, hey, good on you. Hey. Good on you. Yeah, our wives still want to sleep with us.
Yay! I don't even know where we were anymore.
He's too he's too R-rated to be in these movies.
Yeah, I mean,
because you can't have him in this movie and not brutally kill people and swear and have people be happy.
But that's the same thing with. Hugh Jackman was in all these PG movies, and then Logan was hard R. So.
But aside from Patrick Stewart, what other X-Men character was in that movie?
No, but I'm just saying, like, they took a guy that was in all these PG movies, put him in a hard R.
But they did that.
Could go vice versa.
But he's also so far removed, even in the timeline from those movies.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this couldn't have been Days of Future Past, right? And then immediately after Days of Future Past, set 3 weeks later, this is the end of Logan. You couldn't do that because it would be jarring. It'd be too jarring.
I don't want to say it's at least 20 years later because, like, Charles Xavier looks pretty beat up.
Yeah, he's fucking almost decrepit.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, you see my point, right? Like,
I do.
Yeah. I mean...
And that's why I think, like, he can exist in this universe.
Yeah.
But they're going to do X-Force, and they're going to give him his own team, and he'll be on this side of the universe.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know what? I'll give you that he is too big. He is too big.
He's too big now, because he would just be, like, Wolverine. He would go in an X movie and it would be all him.
It would be like Loki not being killed immediately in Infinity War, and then you'd spend the whole movie going, "Yeah, Thanos is cool, but Loki."
Yeah.
Loki is sexy. Like, so I get what you're saying. You're right. And maybe I misunderstood where you're going with that, but I get now that you're right.
Yeah, so...
It would be a bit of a overshadow. It would almost like you'd only have to have, like, Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in the same movie, and then just see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But,
okay. So I don't really, like, there's so much in this movie.
And that's the other thing, too, whereas, like, this is, like, we talked about, like, Deadpool being a stereotypical origin flick that makes you forget that's how funny and good it is.
Yeah.
Makes you forget that it is them.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of congested in the sense that we've got, like, Vanessa's death. You got Vanessa's death.
Yeah.
And ultimately Deadpool's storyline where he's got those weird things where he's talking to her in that underwater type thing, right, in their apartment, and she's saying, like, your heart's not in it type of thing, right? So you've got his storyline. You've got Fire Fist's storyline.
Fire Fist.
Still, it's a funny name, but it's stupid.
So stupid.
Right? Like, it's one of those things where, like, when I hear enough of it, I keep going, like, I go back to, like, well, like, we always just take it for granted that superheroes just come up with these names for the most part, but the best ones don't, you know? Like, Batman never called himself Batman, Superman never called himself Superman, but Spider-Man called himself Spider-Man, and it seems like, and now I'm like, would you do that? Like, would you just sit there and be like, I'm going to be called the Samaritan? Trademarks, I actually created a character called Samaritan. He's not, like, oh, that is who I am. But you know what I mean? Like, so Fire Fist, it's a funny name, but it's just on the nose, I guess.
Yeah.
But, so you have Fire Fist storyline, you have Cable's storyline, you have... Domino's storyline. Yeah, you have Domino's storyline. I mean, that's right.
It's a smaller storyline, but it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, you got Weasel coming back and Dopinder coming back. And
you got Dopinder's storyline. Weasel is just there.
Weasel's kind of just there.
He's just there. Same with Blind Owl.
He does that little thing with Cable on his own. Where Cable abducts him. But small. Again, that could have been Dopinder. That could have been anyone.
It could have been anyone in the bar. It could have been Buck, which was great to see Buck again. Even though he was a blink and you missed type of thing. But, like, but yeah, so there's a lot of moving parts in here. And, and of course, X-Force.
Yeah, the
X-Force.
The introduction and the
immediate death
of
X-Force.
Putting together the team felt very Mystery Men to me.
It did, actually. Like, I liked that it was a casting call type of thing. Very Mystery Men. Yeah. Like, Bedlam was a character I was never familiar with in the comic books, so I was just happy to see
I thought it was hilarious that they had this X-Force and they killed them right away, but damn did I want to see Terry Crews in action.
Yeah.
Like, Terry Crews
I wanted to see all of them. I wanted to see all of them. I wanted to see
Shatterstar in action.
Because, like, and Shatterstar, and, like, I was never a huge X-Force fan. I was never a huge Liefeld fan.
Yeah.
But, like, visually, like, he's super 90s. Like, he's a super 90s character to the point where, like, when you see Youngblood, you're just like, yeah, but, I mean, this is a precursor. X-Force was a precursor to Youngblood. So, you know, like, he had an afro with braids. He had this weird fucking headgear thing that I don't know how stayed on, but he's an alien. Then he had swords with double blades.
Yep.
He was a predominantly white suit with, like, the Captain America gloves. I think he actually had shoulder pads, too. I think he had giant shoulder pads. I'm pretty sure he did. Because it's Rob Liefeld.
And so pouches.
He probably,
Lots of pouches.
But I honestly geeked out, like, I geeked out for Terry Crews, not so much for Bedlam, like I said, but I geeked out for Shatterstar.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know he was in the movie. They didn't show him in the trailers that I watched at all. I knew Terry Crews was in there. I knew Domino was in there.
He's in the, like, one of the trailers, very, like, blink and you miss him.
I liked his introduction where he's just like I'm Shatterstar, and I'm an alien from the Mojo-verse, so I'm better than you.
Which right away lets us know that Mojo's out there now.
So that's a double geek out, and like, I never thought that I would say, I would be thrilled to see Shatterstar in the movie. And yet here we were, and I was like, okay, alright, so...
So that was a nice surprise seeing them.
And what was the guy's name? Glenn?
Peter.
Peter. That's right. Peter. Some nondescript name.
Peter, what's your power, Peter? I don't know. I just saw the ad.
I just thought it'd be fun, so I thought I'd show up.
You're in, and then Joe Pinter's behind him, just like, everyone's just fucking snapping. Because
Joe Pinter's got the urge. He's got the urge to kill now.
He wasn't allowed to be in it.
And he's so dark.
I know.
But it's hilarious.
It's so funny. So funny.
What else? Oh, the Vanisher?
Oh, yeah, the Vanisher.
The Vanisher.
Is he here? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, you're in.
Yeah. And then you see the parachute flying later on.
Yeah. And then
it's Brad Pitt.
It's Brad Pitt. It's like, what the fuck? It's Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
When Michelle said that too, because she spoiled the guest stars, she's like, Matt Damon is in this movie. Alan Tudyk, they play a bunch of hillbillies. I was like, I kind of wish you didn't tell me.
Yeah. And
she's like, it'll still be cool. And with Damon, it was cool because he went out of his way to not look like Matt Damon. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't just Matt Damon in a fat suit. It was everything. Like, I was still like, is that Matt Damon? Like, really? And it was, you know. Alan Tudyk is Alan Tudyk.
Yeah. Alan too. You know what? I wish that was Tucker and Dale because it was this close to being Tucker and Dale.
Yeah. Oh.
So close. Like, he was Dale.
That's right. Tucker.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like,
oh, that would have been so awesome.
If they would have got, what's his name? Tyler. Shit.
I know the guy you're talking about.
Yeah, but they would have got him, and it was straight up Tucker and
Dale.
You
know what that guy Tyler does, though? You know what he does? He does a voice on this show called Voltron.
Oh. Voltron.
Just saying. Legendary Defender. I don't know if you heard of it.
It is on my Netflix to watch list. I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah! 999! Oh, man, I love that
love
show.
The 99.
I love that show. Like, as a spiritual successor to The Office and Parks and Rec, which also, by the way, Parks and Rec is a fucking great show.
Yeah.
That was great. So, yeah, I love the 99. Anyway.
Hey, Terry Crews is in that. We didn't go too far off topic.
No, not at all.
No.
But, okay, but yeah, so we get introduced to the new X-Force.
Yep.
And they're all killed within minutes, except for Domino, whose power is luck.
And it's so awesome.
It is so great. Like, in the comic books, they do a good job of portraying her with luck, you know, but they also portray her as skill. Mm-hmm. I like this millennial take where she's just like, yeah, no, I'm just super lucky. Everything works out for me. I don't really give a shit, you know? Kind of like the same vibe we had with the teenage Negasonic Teenage Warhead or whatever.
Exactly.
Kind of that same idea.
Very similar.
But instead of her being, like, on her phone all the time, she's just kind of like, whatever. Like, no. And, like, even the introduction where he's just like, that's not a superpower. And that's that back and forth where he's like, she's like, yeah, it is. No, it's not. Yeah, it is.
It's keep going.
And it goes on for long, and I could feel some people in the audience being like, oh, okay. But I was still just like, I actually like this.
Yeah.
You know, and that whole thing where, like, the whole sequence where Deadpool's going, Lucky, you can't do that. That's not very cinematic. The entire time he's saying that,
boom.
You have this hugely cinematic thing where she's like driving, shooting, just haphazardly doing whatever, and it doesn't matter because it's gonna work out for her. Like that was a better representation of that than when I saw. Actually, it's very. You ever watch? The Holistic Detective Agency.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
Dirk Gently.
The one with Elijah Wood, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So, the Holistic Detective Agency, the whole point is, like, wherever you're going to be, that's where you're supposed to be, right?
Okay.
Well, the flip side is there's a holistic assassin in this show, which is actually very similar to what they did with Domino. And it's actually kind of cool. The guy who played Chucky, it's his daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. Brad Dourif and his daughter, I can't remember what her first name is, but... She plays the holistic assassin, and it's amazing. Like, there's literally, like, she's literally the similar where she's going like, yeah, I just kind of show up and then I kill people that has to be killed, you know. Mm-hmm. So there's people that I can't kill. Those people just they don't, you know, fate doesn't want me to kill them. And it's literally like scenes where she's just like walking, bang, bang. Those people are dead. That's that. So, but check out those shows. They're actually really good.
Yeah. Okay.
2 seasons on Netflix.
Yeah, I think it's canceled now.
Yeah. It is.
But then the whole Max Landis thing going on.
He's a bit nuts, eh?
Yeah, well, I mean, he got accused by a bunch of women for things, too.
Wow.
Yeah, he's one of them, and he was the creator of that show, so I think that's probably a lot.
That might be, yeah, but I think it's also, too, because, to be honest, that's that's not a mass consumption show.
No.
Like, you're gonna watch it, and you're either gonna like it right away and want to continue watching it, or you're just not gonna get it.
Okay.
And not necessarily get it per se, because I don't want to make it sound like you have to be really smart to watch this. Like, especially season 1, everything is interconnected. Every single thing is interconnected, so it's actually really cool to watch that play out. But it's not like you need a PhD to understand it. Like, I'm not that smart. I'm pretty smart. You know, I may be the smartest guy in this room. Maybe. But at the same time, you could be dumb and enjoy the show. And if you don't like it, it's not because you're stupid.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Anyway, but I loved how they did her with this kind of like almost carefree attitude in the sense that it just works out for her. So
I loved it.
What's the point of worrying?
The bus goes up the ledge, and you know, Deadpool and Cable get just like smacked around and beat up, and she's just like, woo! Just lands
just
on
kind of
down.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That was crazy.
Let's just keep going. Or the one scene where it's like the kid, she's like, we gotta get you out of here. I guess I need a bus, and the bus just slams into the side of the building. Oh, well, here we go.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that is just great. So she's great in this movie.
She's great. Zazie Beetz.
Yeah.
When they announced her casting, I'd never seen her or anything.
Yep.
Well, obviously I have an image of what Domino is in my mind because of the comics.
Yep.
Saw her, and not even because she's black, but she had the big hair and everything. I was just like, that's definitely not the Domino I was thinking.
I liked the switch, though, where instead of the black eye outline,
yeah,
it's the white
she's
one.
got the patch instead.
You know, and also because I think it really works with her because Domino in the comic books is like the second hand to Cable. So she's very militaristic in the sense that, you know, yeah, sure, she's super lucky, but she's also like really skilled.
Yeah.
You know, and so this take, I think, actually works better for me. Like, I think now when we see Domino in the comic books, she's going to be like this. You know what I mean? Maybe not necessarily different.
Well, I mean, she's already,
stuff.
like, I checked out the first issue of her new series, and she's very it's already playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then a bit, like, it really worked. It really, really worked. And it's not like I was a huge Domino fan either, but I know enough about the character to be like, that's not how she would be in the comic books. But this was refreshing, you know? And, I mean, I guess for her to make a big impact, this is probably the reason why Teenage Warhead isn't as prominent in this movie.
Exactly.
You know? Another thing I really liked, because I was thinking about this, was Yukio being her girlfriend. And it's not like, hey, everybody, look, we've got a same-sex relationship. It was just like, oh, this is my girlfriend. And Deadpool's immediately like, hi, Yukio.
I know.
Hi, Wade. And I was like, man, that is awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
That's
I love the
so
way
great.
they say hi
Every
to each
single time, it's just like, bye, Yukio. Bye, Deadpool.
Yeah, all into happy.
And she's just like sitting there like stewing because she fucking does not want these two to like each other. And I know deep down she likes Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
There's no way around it.
But she's, you know, a teen who's just like...
And it's so hilarious that she's just like this like stern face, like, I hate everything.
Yeah.
And Yukio, who also, Wolverine character.
Yeah.
Okay, so another like timeline breaker.
Yeah.
Because Yuki was in the Wolverine. Okay, but anyway, it almost would have been cool if they cast the same actress, but I'm kind of glad they didn't. You know, but either way, I like that this Yukio was super sunshine and bubbly and like everything's great.
Well, yeah.
Still an ass kicker.
Yeah.
Because when she like whooped out her like lightning powers or whatever the fuck that was, I was just like, yeah, awesome. So you just get that taste of her like at that aspect. Because everything else, you're just like, she's so sunshine. Like, she's just bubbly, and
all happy.
You're not. You're a storm cloud, but whatever. It works.
Yeah, no, I love your introduction. Negasoni's not in it a lot, but when she is in it, she's awesome.
Yeah, just like in the first movie, she's not in it a lot, but when she is, she's awesome. Like, you're watching her. You're not just like, oh, okay. So, actually, we've saved the two big ones.
Cable... haven't really talked much about Cable. Josh Brolin's amazing.
We mentioned him briefly, but here's the thing. I like that we kind of saved him because he is actually kind of an anchor for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, even though we're talking about how there's a lot of plot lines, his plot line actually works really well and ties into Fire Fist, Which, by the way, Fire Fist, I thought he was great.
Oh, that kid's great.
The reviews were saying, like, oh, he just snarls and he's angry and stuff. But you know what?
He plays that so great. That's, have you seen Hunt for the Wilder People?
Mm-mm.
It's an amazing film that Taka Waititi, or...
That's what I heard, yeah.
He directed it and wrote it. Such a good, great movie. Sam Neill's in it.
Who?
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill?
Yeah.
You mean from Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park!
And Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah, that one.
But Event Horizon?
And Event Horizon, there you go. Yeah, so he's in it too. Great movie. But I was pumped to see that kid in here.
I didn't know who he was, and then, like, in the trailers, they don't really tell too much. They just show him.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, immediately when you meet him, you know, and he's causing shit with his powers and stuff,
yep.
and the mutant police are there, and even the headmaster of that Essex school is there. Like, immediately I was like, oh, wow, why is he doing this? Like, what is he doing this for? And when you find out that, of course, he's being abused,
mm-hmm.
and that was one thing I actually really liked with the change with Deadpool, because he's like, I don't fucking give a shit, blah, 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 and then he realizes he's been abused. Then he changes his tone right away, because he's been in that situation, you know, and so now he's like, okay, now everyone has to fucking
I'm
die.
going to be this little...
You're going to have to be, I'm going to save you type of thing. And the kid is great. Like, I even like when he's trying to be buddies with Deadpool.
Yeah.
In jail, he's trying to be buddy with him with the prison wallet, which is grossly hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, but like, his character arc was great. I liked how, and of course, the whole point of his character arc is that he goes, he eventually kills somebody. He kills the headmaster, and then that starts him off on the path of being this horrible fucking piece of shit human being.
Just like a mutant serial killer, really.
Yeah, just this. He just starts
killing people. By the sounds of it, he just murders people.
And there's no rhyme or reason.
And in the future, Cable's. It sounds like Cable's like the enforcer who was after this guy.
Yeah, he's a cop, and then so in retaliation, Fire Fist kills
his family,
and that's why Cable jumps back into time, because he's going to kill him before he can become the Fire Fist.
Exactly.
And that's where the conflict comes into play with Deadpool and Cable, because of course Deadpool eventually wants to reason with this kid and say, hey, no, you don't have to be this way, after he discards him like a piece of shit.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I did like how when they had the inhibitor collars, it brought back the cancer.
Right?
I didn't think they were going to do that, and then a second he started coughing and stuff. I'm like, oh, they totally did it.
Because I was like, oh, well, he just fucking cut his head off, get the collar off. But then oh no, the cancer's back. He'll die if he does this now.
That's right, exactly. So these little things that they did, I thought was like smart things that they did.
Yeah.
Where like they didn't have to do that, and some people might be like, "What about the cancer?" Like I would have been like, "What about the cancer?"
Mm-hmm. That whole prison sequence, though, is the one scene in the movie that really does not feel like Deadpool.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Like right away, I was like, I don't feel like I'm watching a Deadpool movie anymore.
That was one part where you're right, like it doesn't feel like a Deadpool movie. And we're really just establishing Fire Fist's character.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
And you got Black Tom Cassidy.
Which was a surprise. I didn't expect that. That was a huge surprise,
because it doesn't even look like him.
No, but he is.
So he's like, I'm Black Tom Cassidy. I was like, hey.
That was actually the one kind of joke that I thought was annoying, was the Deadpool racist joke. Because he Cable kills Black Tom.
Right.
And he's like, it's a hate crime. And he's just like, it's not, I'm not racist. And I was just like, it's not, I don't know, like, I didn't find it funny.
Yeah, I didn't find it. Well, I mean, it's
even the
so
first
over the
time,
top.
Even the first time they did it, I didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
You know? But you're right, like, it is really over the top.
There's obviously going to be jokes, and even in the first movie, there's jokes that fall flat. To me.
Yeah.
But other people might be laughing their fucking head off.
Yeah, right? There was jokes that fell flat to me too, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Visually, Cable looked awesome.
He looked great.
I love that they talked about how he was like super short too.
Yeah, I know.
Like the Thanos references, I was kind of like, the DC Universe stuff, I was like, but when they were talking about how it's like, you were taller in the comic books, I was like, that's awesome. That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because he's pretty, like, Brolin's, you never realize how small Brolin really is until you see him stand beside Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, Brolin's tiny. He's like 5'7".
5'7", 5'6", 5'7".
I read it. I looked it up. He's 5'7". He's small.
But fuck, did he ever look badass?
Yeah.
Like, badass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had that dad bod shot of him. And I think my wife started to sweat a little bit. So, I mean, I'm going to have to start hitting the gym a bit here, because, like, I think I heard her say, yes, please, when you had his shirt off. And I said, what? And she said, no, I wasn't talking to you. I was like, oh, fuck. Well, shit. But I like even just the things where they had the constant whirring, like noises his arm made every time he used it. I thought that was a nice touch. The story arc with Cable is really cool, too, even though it's a little nonsensical, which I'll get to. I'll touch upon it. But I like that eventually Deadpool gets through to Cable enough to give him 30 seconds so that Deadpool can stop the kid from killing the fucking guy. And the guy that plays the bad guy is really good.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've seen him before.
I've seen him before.
He plays bit roles.
But he was just chillingly good. Like, even when you first get introduced to him, you're like, there's something up with that guy.
Yeah, there's something fun creepy about this
like,
guy.
I don't know about this guy. And then when you find out, like, as soon as you see the marks on him, you're like, oh, you little fucker, you are hurting these kids and stuff like that. So, I mean, like, you do really want him to die. Mm-hmm. You just don't want the kid be the one to kill him to go on this path, right?
Exactly.
But here's the part where it gets a little nonsensical because, so, you know, Wade dies, right?
Yep.
Wade dies. Deadpool dies. Cable goes back in time to save Deadpool, knowing he'll never go back to see his family, right? Mm-hmm. They don't really touch upon it too much, but this is where time travel movies really kind of start to get like a little fucked up. Is like, well, now you could argue that Cable wouldn't be here, regardless.
Okay, yeah.
So they got this new future, right, where his family's still alive, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Cable might not be there, or if he is, he's not in the current incarnation that he is now, right? The teddy bear goes back to a normal teddy bear. This whole timeline could even have been that he doesn't even meet his wife. He doesn't have his daughter. You know what I mean? I mean, sure, they called her Hope, which I thought was kind of cool and stuff. Nice little nod. But, like, and also the fact that he's willing to stay. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I like that, too. Like, my family's safe. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, well, I definitely thought he was going to go back to his family, and then for X-Force, find a reason to come back again. I thought that would be the
especially because we have that end montage where they fix the time machine.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm not going to touch upon that too much. I will get to that in a bit. But that's kind of the part where I'm just like, well, then why wouldn't he just go back? Like, maybe you didn't show him go back, but his daughter's alive, but it's not his daughter anymore. Or whatever, like that whole tragic sort of catch-22 where, yeah, you saved her, but she's not your daughter
anymore. But it also gives...
because then he has a reason to stay.
But also gives a reason for Hope to come to this timeline. And adult Hope.
It
looking
does.
For her father.
I still like the way they introduce her in the comic books, where she's a kid. She's not Hope. She's not his daughter per se.
No, but
he raised her from a baby.
But she aged like 25 years in like 25 issues.
Time travel, baby.
Yeah, I know.
You just fucking go there, and in our world, it's 6 months. But in that timeline, it's 20 years. Mm-hmm. She didn't age 25. I think officially they stopped her at around the 17, 18.
She's definitely older, though. Like, she started as a baby in the first issue.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So... But, like, I guess I kind of like it that she's not really his daughter. Mm-hmm. Bloodline. But, I mean, whatever. That's just one of those minor gripes.
They'll change it up. I mean...
It's a minor gripe because it's a time travel thing, and I'm a fucking stickler douche for time travel movies. Because they're a mind fuck. So, like, when people say, like, oh, I didn't want to do... Like, even the fact that, like, the director and the writers were saying, we didn't want to touch too much on time travel just because it's crazy. I get it. But my mind is like, well, why wouldn't you do this? Or this would happen, or this would happen, yada, 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 right? So, that's not a gripe on the movie, per se. That's just me being a stickler.
See Predestination?
Yeah.
That's a fucking weird movie for time travel.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
Fucked.
That is fucked.
So you fuck your... It's there. And then you do it, and it's there.
We will actually have to do, I think a time travel movie would be great, where we do, or a camcast where we do Primer. Have you seen Primer?
I think I did.
You didn't. If you did, you didn't really watch it, because that's a fucked up time travel movie.
I think I did see that a while
Watch
ago.
it again, then.
Let me just see the cover art. Okay, what's the next one that you're thinking?
Predestination.
Okay.
Predestination, Primer, and what was the other one? There was another one. It'll come to me at some point, but
Four Friends. There's something. Yeah, I think I've seen that.
That one they didn't dumb down shit.
But it's been a while since I watched this movie, so. So yeah.
No, I get what you're saying about.
Yeah, but like travel. I think it's just me being a stickler. But ultimately, like, so Cable's awesome. I don't really think there's anything about this movie that I didn't like. The only weird part is, and now we'll get to this, is the montage ending.
Yeah, which is, I don't know if that's gonna stick or if it's just there for humor.
And that's the part that kind of fucks me up.
Because if it sticks, then Vanessa's back.
Right.
Which I'm fucking happy with.
Okay, so to bring you up to speed real quick, so as a gift to Wade, Yukio and Negasonic repair the time machine.
Mm-hmm.
So now Deadpool goes back in time to Wolverine Origins.
That was fucking amazing. That's the closest we're going to get to Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds being together.
So they actually splice legit scene from this movie. It's at the end where Deadpool, the Origins Deadpool with the huge blades, the sealed up mouth, the shirtless weird tattoos. Is about to fight Hugh Jackman for the first time. Instead, Deadpool blows his fucking brains out.
And it shoots him over and over and over again.
And continues to shoot him to make sure he's dead.
Oh, well, Hugh Jackman just stares at her, watching.
Which was legit hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did it, because, man, it's such a fucking terrible movie, and it's a terrible, terrible representation of Deadpool.
Yes.
Originally, in the first 20 minutes, or first 5 minutes that you see Wade Wilson, pretty good, pretty close, you know? After that, it's garbage.
We're going to have our big X-Men series one day. Because I'm an X-Men freak.
Yep. I'm a huge X-Men fan myself,
definitely need to get there one day.
Do it. But, so
that's one of the scenes.
That's one of the
scenes.
That
was awesome.
That was awesome.
Because that doesn't really affect this movie.
No, not at all. But what does is what happens next, and that shows him saving Peter.
Yeah, saves Peter.
And then it hints heavily that he saved the rest of X-Force. Which...
Possibly. Because, well, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Why would you just save Peter? I mean, at the very least, save the Vanisher. I think. I mean, how would you know?
How would you know if he was saved or
but
not?
Still. But,
yeah.
But, okay, but regardless, he saves Glenn, but then why wouldn't he save... And he doesn't... No,
he saves Peter, he saves Vanessa.
That's right, but they actually, he flat out...
Kills Origins Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then shoots Ryan Reynolds while reading the Green Lantern screenplay. While
reading the Green Lantern screenplay.
And then goes, "You're welcome, Canada."
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So, he actually does save Vanessa. So, Vanessa... I feel like she has to be alive in the next movie.
She's got to be alive.
Because...
I mean...
If she isn't, what the fuck was the point of that?
Yeah. I hope she is. I want her to be alive.
I want her to be alive, too.
I want to see... Even if she becomes some superhero. What's her name in the
Copycat?
Copycat?
She doesn't even have to be called
She doesn't have to be. But if she has to become that to be in the movie, fine, do it.
Yeah, just do it. Like, I agree.
Their chemistry is so great.
Do it, you know, and and she's just really good in the movies.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, they have to, because it's funny because it's almost a cheat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
you had this big, huge emotional arc for Wade Wilson. You know, he gets his heart back, and then he's there, he dies, and she's like, "It's not your time," and you're like, "Fuck off," and then they rewrite everything, so it's like, but even just bringing back Glenn, okay.
Peter.
Why do I keep saying Glenn?
I don't know.
He seems like a Glenn, I guess.
I guess he kind of is.
I guess when I look at him, I go,
Glennish.
"You're a Glenn," and he'll be like, "My name's Peter." Not to me.
No, you're Glenn.
Not to me.
You are Glenn.
I feel like if you delve too much into it, by saving Vanessa, see, okay, just hear me out. This is where I get into stickler mode.
Okay.
You save Vanessa,
yep.
You totally take away the whole point of the movie.
Right.
Because why else?
His story arc, yep.
He wouldn't go to the X-Mansion. He wouldn't see the TV, or if he did, he wouldn't give a shit, right? Okay. Saves Glenn, Peter. I'm not even trying to do this.
Glenn Peters.
Glenn Peters. Okay.
Yeah,
right. He saves Peter Glenn's. But he wouldn't need to.
No, he wouldn't.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, this is where I'm like, what? Don't do this. Don't. The Deadpool shit where he blows the brains out of Deadpool.
That's all funny.
Shoots the fuck out of him.
Because that doesn't affect anything.
And even, like, killing Ryan Reynolds while he's reading the Green
That was really funny.
Script is also
and
really
funny. And the
funny.
fact that they got away with actually writing Green Lantern on the script.
Yeah. Like, and while I'm happy that they brought back Vanessa, the whole point of the movie's gone.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not going to complain if she's back. I'm not going to complain.
I'm not going to complain.
Because I guess you could argue that
happy.
it's Deadpool, because so he's watched his own movie, so he knows they're going to make an X-Force 3, so he has to, you know, whatever.
Oh, you got that awesome X-Force remix to the Deadpool song? and let's talk about another great theme.
No. Let's actually talk about the foreshadowed big, huge bad guy at the bottom of the fucking jail.
The monster.
Which, for some reason, when I saw Black Tom, I didn't immediately think of, but you did. When you said it, I was like, why the fuck didn't I think about it? Take it away.
Juggernaut.
Not, it's the Juggernaut, bitch.
No,
not that
straight
one.
up, out of the comics, fucking Juggernaut.
I love Vinnie Jones.
And he's so awesome.
I'm also terrified of Vinnie Jones. But, like, he should never have been cast as the Juggernaut.
No, it's like, oh, he's a big guy. Let's get him to play Juggernaut.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's not even really that big.
No, he's not.
And it was all, like,
and he had fake muscles.
Prosthetic arms and everything.
Yeah,
like,
it was weird.
He did look cool. Yeah. I'll give him that. I will not say he didn't.
But he was not the Juggernaut.
He was the Juggernaut, bitch.
That's a lie, because the Juggernaut, bitch, was in this movie.
Yeah. Wow.
And we got to see Juggernaut and Colossus go at it. And it was fucking epic.
And Juggernaut wasn't like a 6'3" guy with prosthetics. He was completely CGI.
Yeah.
He was like...
But he looked
We said that
awesome.
Colossus, we probably pegged him at about 7-8 feet.
Yeah.
Juggernaut's probably about 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 11.
Gigantic.
Ginormous. Okay. CGI, really good on that.
Really fucking good.
Really good on that. The fight scene between him and Colossus was crazy good.
Yeah, they did the little thing where he talks about being the stepbrother of Charles Xavier.
Just this slight little hint.
Little hint.
Just in, and that's it. So I was like, yeah, okay. Because they didn't do that with Vinnie Jones's Juggernaut.
No, he's just some guy.
And I almost think that they probably just said, well, they're both British, so maybe they'll make the connection. I like that it was a throwaway thing. They didn't make a big deal out of it. Huge fight scene, like epic fight scene. Like if you liked the fight scene with Angel Dust, this one was way up there. And Colossus actually gets the win.
Yeah.
He gets an assisted, dirty fight win.
That very dirty.
Like he shoved a fucking rod up his ass, and then they electrocuted Juggernaut through his ass. Okay, that's a dirty fucking win.
That was.
But we did get Colossus to say fuck, so that's
he did say fuck.
He said fuck.
Yeah, Juggernaut was amazing.
So good,
and even more amazing is who plays him.
Yeah, he's uncredited in the movie. He's uncredited.
It says Juggernaut as himself.
That's right.
And I was like, that's funny. Who is he?
I found out later that night that it was actually motion capped and voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
That blew my mind.
It blew my mind. I was like, I can't.
Because now I have to rewatch it and look at the face and be like, because I didn't even see Ryan Reynolds.
I didn't see Ryan Reynolds. I didn't hear Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, like that was fucking good.
You know, but even just that part where they introduce Juggernaut, and it's epic when they introduce him, and then you have Deadpool just like total fanboy, like, oh man, I love you.
Yeah.
I love that you were in this thing and you did this thing, and now you're probably gonna like you have that look like you're gonna tear me in half, and then he tears him in fucking half, and it's gross.
Yeah.
Funny, but it's still pretty fucking gross.
So gross. But
and then they do the backpack scene.
Yeah. That was so funny.
Just gross. So just gross. The movie's just so great. Like I said, the minor quibbles of time travel aside, which I feel like I'm always going to quibble unless, you know. But again, like I said, Vanessa's back. She has to be back. You can't, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Deadpool is his own thing, so he can do his own rules, make it up as he goes along, and that works for me to a degree. I bet you when I rewatch this movie, I'll be a lot more forgiving because I won't be as jarred by it. I'll be just like, okay, all right, that's fine. It is what it is.
It's a shit ton of fun. It's so good. I do put the first Deadpool a step above the second.
Yeah.
A step above.
Yep. It's
but by no
like,
means is it bad. It's awesome.
I almost feel like they're both. I feel like they're both the same. It's because they're two different movies.
They're so different.
And I think that's probably why the movie didn't do as well as quickly as the first one did.
Well, a lot of that's timing too. I mean,
I agree.
Deadpool 1 came out in February with zero competition around. This came out between fucking Avengers and Star Wars. Like,
yeah, no, and I agree. Like, to a degree, there's that. But I mean, Deadpool now is such a huge character that I don't think that Solo and Avengers took away too much from Deadpool.
Yeah.
I just think that a lot of it was people going in there going like, oh man, it's gonna be like Deadpool. It's gonna be just like Deadpool, and then like, and you feel it like right away. You feel it. You're like, okay, this is kind of a different movie. And then halfway through, you're like, this is actually a different movie. And then when it ends, you're like, this was a completely different altogether. So I would put them on the same scale.
Yeah.
Because they're both equally good on their own terms.
Oh yeah.
It's not like Guardians, where 1 and 2
kind of continue into
bigger
each other.
and badder.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's a continuation.
Yeah.
Because this is a new story arc for Wade. This isn't a continuation from any
Totally
other
different.
plot twists or dangling plot threads. It's just his story was that one.
Yep.
Now this is the new chapter, right? So, and then of course X-Force 3 will be the third chapter. And then after that, I think you'll get the Deadpool 3.
Yep.
If.
It's a tough call. They might just keep going with X-Force.
They might, especially because, especially now you know that X-Force is going to be played more for laughs.
Though I wouldn't be surprised if they called Deadpool and the X-Force.
That's actually just funny enough.
I kind of feel like they'll put
just
Deadpool
funny enough. Oh, speaking of which,
title.
I do like how there's the last scene of Deadpool, and instead of being all red, he's in the gray and black costume.
Yeah.
Because of all the ash and shit. Yeah. And I immediately was like, that's X-Force.
That was his X-Force
that's
costume.
Crazy. That's crazy cool. You know? But yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I
Deadpool 2, awesome. Deadpool 1, awesome.
Deadpool, yeah, exactly.
Can't wait for Deadpool 3, X-Force, whatever it's called.
Whatever the fuck they want to call it, can't wait for it.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And then whatever the hell else Ryan Reynolds decides to do this time. I hope it's not the Assassin's Bodyguard, Hitman's Bodyguard 2.
Well, they're doing it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they're doing it.
What?
It's already been announced. It's called the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Okay, well, Penelope Cruz was fucking hilarious in that movie.
Was it Penelope?
Oh, no, Selma Hayek.
It was Selma
Hayek. Yeah, she was hilarious in
so,
that movie.
There you go. It's happening. That was a disappointing movie, though. It wasn't as good as I want.
I know. I wanted to
I thought it was going to
like
be.
The story itself was... it's kind of like Central Intelligence, where the story itself is pretty by the numbers.
Yeah.
But the chemistry between the two characters really, like, keep you going throughout the movie. Yeah. Speaking of which, I really enjoyed Central Intelligence.
Yeah, that was a good movie, man.
That was really good. I was actually giggling pretty much any time The Rock opened his mouth because he could have been gay in this whole movie. It wouldn't have like changed the character by any means, but they played him close enough that it was just so funny. Fanny pack.
The fat back or
the unicorn.
Yeah,
so what funny. The hell? He's a cornhead.
Yeah.
Or whatever the phrase was.
That was
it's just movie. Like Jesus.
So, Deadpool
2.
That's the Deadpool episode. Woo! That is our 10th Camcast. We're in the double digits, everyone. We're in the double digits. And you will be able to watch this and listen to this at the same time.
Hold on. Couldn't you do that anyway?
You could. You could. Okay, not at the same time.
Okay, you can watch YouTube.
Hemsworth.
You can watch YouTube at home, but when you're driving to work, you can listen to us on SoundCloud.
Yes, and if everything goes A-OK tonight, iTunes. So, there we go.
Please, like.
Yes.
Please, subscribe.
Yep.
Please, share.
Share.
And please, keep your geek pants on.
Because if you don't, you're naked.
That's right. And also, I mean, nobody really wants to see that.
He might.
Or sorry, this guy might.
That Robert Downey Jr. yelled for not wearing geek
That's
pants.
smug Robert.
I know, like, could you imagine that? Just waking up in somebody's house and you're all fucked up and you're just like, well, I guess I'm going to jail. And then that's your mugshot. Like, yeah, look at me. I was Charlie Chaplin.
Yep.
But I'll be Iron Man, so
who cares?
Yeah.
Adios.
Pew 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 pew. That's the sound effect, right?
I like that. Yeah.
I actually do the noises for the lasers that you hear when we end. Pew 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 pew.
These pancakes are delicious.